All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. Brother Shamwa'ahla back again. Just do make sure everything's set up because tonight's show is going to be a very interesting show. Continuing on this the spirit that continuing the spirit of what the brothers had on them this week of going into current events and the central theme of you will own nothing and be happy. So, okay, all right, so without further ado, Shalom Israel, it's your brother Shalom Al Kassad, giving all thanks to the Most High Yahweh and his beloved son Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Today is Saturday, August 15th, 2026. And right now, what I'm saying, doing a very special episode. I didn't get to do class this past week, so I'm making it up today. But today's show, something very interesting, and it's something again continuing the spirit of what the Elder Zahab and the priest Daniela earlier today for Sabbath class. We was going into the agenda that the elites have, where basically, long story short, you will own nothing and be happy, and that's today's show. So today's what was that the Slock at the beginning of sorrows, episode 8. You will own nothing and be happy. And today, I got four different stories of you know ways where Esau is slowly but surely making it where you can't own nothing in this setup, and all they're gonna do is just nickel and dime you to death, and make you perpetual slaves. So Slock, my first scripture was it. Elder, you there?
Khan, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, God.
Okay, all praises. No, I'm listening to you, brother. Like you said, this is just a continuation. So go on. I'm just going with the spirit, going in the spirit and following your flow, bro. So just keep going.
God. All right, so I'm starting my first scripture, the theme for the show, um, Ephesians chapter 5. Ephesians Ephesians chapter 5, starting at verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Most High is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the theme for the segment, the beginning of sorrows, and to let you know that to understand the time that we're in right now, because the days are evil. You know what I'm saying? For like earlier in today's show, the priest went over several like real horror stories on how the elites are making it where you cannot own anything, in this setup. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things was you can't own for if you're a farmer, you can't own your seeds anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like Esau is making it where the seeds that you're buying to grow, is only good for 1 year, because seeds by right is supposed to be like perpetual, like self-generating. If you plant a crop, it grows. That same crop is supposed to give you a seed where you could plant it again and again and again. Esau's starting to do away with all that. You know what I'm saying? And that is some other real horror stories that the priest brought out earlier for the Sabbath class. So if you haven't yet, let me bring up the link. Lock it. Give me 1 minute.
All right. While the brother is bringing up the link, I just want to bring out a scripture if I can, to
Go
show
ahead.
you that this coming thing, whatever it is that's coming, right? This coming government setup, whatever the case may be, is demonic. It's against the Most
Mm-hmm.
High, right? So the brother brought up the fact that Esau is gonna own a patent on the seed. How do you own a patent? A patent on the Most High's creation? That doesn't make any sense, right? Because the Most High created everything. He created this earth and gave us dominion over the earth through our forefather Adam, right? Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 1. And I I don't want to, distract you, Sham. So keep the
Go
scripture
ahead.
that you have right now. This is just like a, you know what I'm saying? I just want to bring this out
Mm-hmm.
real quick and then turn it back over to you. All right. So, brothers and sisters, if you're coming in, tap the like button. It's my brother's Shamwa'ahla's page. This is Qadash Chaayah, right? Make sure when you come in, you subscribe to the channel, right? Let me get the book of Genesis, chapter 1, and start at verse 11, King.
Lock it.
If you want to put that up.
Yeah, God. All right, I got to unshare and then. All right, okay.
Or if not, I could just read it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got it. Got it. Wait. Thought I had it. Lock it. Up.
Con, because
Slock it.
Esau.
Give me 1 minute. Slock it.
All right, con.
All right, got it.
Yeah, because like I was saying, Esau, he wants to be like the Most High. So he wants to act as if he is the Most High, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's already prophesied as a characteristic to show you who the enemy is. Now, for all you brothers who saying Esau is a so-called Arab, I just don't understand, man. I've never seen the Arabs come out and make statements like that, or I don't see Arabs paying money like how Bill Gates is paying money to control certain things, at least in the land of the North, which is North America, right? Anyway,
Right.
where you at? Genesis 1 and 11? Read what you have.
Uh, Genesis 1 and 11. And the Most High said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in the self upon the earth, and it was so.
So that's a commandment. The Most High gave the commandment because the Most High speak the word into life, right? And he said, let the
Mhm.
earth that he created bring forth grass. Now, grass is synonymous with grass that you see as well as flowers, right? We know grass is not just grass, it's just an encompassing word for different vegetation, right? The herb yielding seed, the herb yielding seed, so herbs that
Seed.
yield seed, right? And the fruit tree yielding fruit
Yes.
after his kind, whose seed is in itself. So the Lord created the fruits that have seed that's within itself able
So,
to sustain and regenerate life. So the original apple, once it springs forth from the tree, if you don't pluck it, pick it, harvest it, right, it's going to fall off the tree and it's going to fall to the earth, and the seed that's within it is, once it hits the earth, is going to regenerate, right? Or you pick that apple, you eat it, you take the seed, you put it back into the earth, it's going to grow other apple trees. That's a commandment given to the Lord, given by the Lord.
From the Lord.
Right. It says, and the Most High said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself. Like what? Like the watermelon, like, and think the cucumber, any natural organic fruit that the Lord created. I'm not talking about hybrids, natural organic fruit. The Lord made it so the fruit shall regenerate through the seed, because it said the seed is in itself, and it was so. So the Lord spoke it and it came into existence. That's a commandment. So you, when I say you, meaning Esau, the damn devil, by him saying that, okay, we're going to ban heirloom fruits or whatever,
Mhm.
seeds or whatever, right? You're going against the Most High's commandments. Any
Right.
person, I don't care who it is, you could be a lowly beggar off the street. If I give you a seed and somebody gave you a small little either plot of land or a small little square, it don't have to be an acre. It could be just a little square, just a little square garden. You have the ability to drop the seed into some dirt, and from that dirt you water it, sunshine, whatever the case may be, and it will produce life. So who the hell is this devil to tell you, no, you could only use this seed one time, and after that, you got to pay a subscription to get another seed? That's showing you that the white man is the damn devil. I
Devil.
just wanted to
Right.
bring that out real quick. Go ahead.
God, and you're absolutely right. 'Cause the Most High, listen, this is the natural order how the Most High, created things. You know what I'm saying? Herb and fruit that's supposed to be able to regenerate themselves. You know what I'm saying? So now here come Esau trying to make it where these seeds no longer regenerate. Is like you're playing God. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a huge disrespect and slap in the face of the Most High. And listen, they're gonna pay for that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pay for that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was bringing that out to show that, listen, as one of the numerous horror stories that the priest brought out earlier today, and the few that I have, oh man, it's just as bad. It's just as bad. So let me get to the first story. The first story. I don't know if you heard this, Elder. Let me get it. Uh, Flock it. I don't know if you heard this, Elder. Now the new the future console, the next console, PlayStation 6, has already been stated that it's gonna be all digital. You know what I'm saying? No, no disc at all. And like for the video game community, listen, a lot of folks, whether it's Jake, Esau, Moab, Ephraim, you know what I'm saying, Ishmael, like they're not too happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Because like as far as like as far like being a gamer, like where you have like being able to own the actual game, it's like damn that they kind of all right. When you have it where you own the actual game, like like you own it forever. You know what I'm saying? You own it forever. But where you don't have it, where we don't own it, like what Esau could do is like after a while they'll take it off like the online marketplace, as you see with like a lot of old games, like a lot of old games from like the previous generation. And I think that's one of the things that a lot of folks wasn't feeling about the PS5 as well, because at least for the on the Xbox side, a lot of the newer consoles, Xbox One, Xbox 360, um, this current Xbox, all the games were backwards compatible. You know what I'm saying? But I think and some of for the PlayStation side as well. But I think for the PS5, like they kind of made them not compatible, and then they kind of went back on it, but only made it digital. You know what I'm saying? So let me just get into this story real quick. It's from the website Playfront. PS6 comes without a disk drive. This is why Sony is going all digital from 2028 onwards. The PS6 is expected to ship without a disk drive. The end of physical disc from 2028 onward will force players to use a PlayStation store and secure Sony's ecosystem. The end of the physical PlayStation games from 2028 onward paves the way for a PS6 without an optical drive. From Santa Monica Studios employee Alana Pierce sees this move as a deliberate maneuver to to completely bypass the used and retail markets. So yeah, like for us gamers, like the store GameStop. Like you could go there and you could mess around and find like a old game that might have came out 6 months ago, a year ago for dirt cheap. You know what I'm saying? And you just buy it and be on your way. But like if you got to buy it online, you have to sometimes wait for it to go on sale. You know what I'm saying? Or some games it's just gonna stay that price forever. It's never gonna be on sale. So you pretty much got to pay full price. You know what I'm saying? Whereas again with GameStop, you could go in and like a game that came out last year, the full price was like $60. It came out a year ago. You go in, it's not like $30, or 25. You know what I'm saying? And that's the regular price. You know what I'm saying? Like across the board, all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? You get a good sale, you get a good deal, buy it and be on your way. But now everything is going digital, everything is online. You have to pretty much look and wait for the next big, the next big sale or discount, that Xbox or the PlayStation store offers of a game that might be 2 years old. You know what I'm saying? You might have missed the sale because you might not have the money right now, and it's still the full $60. You know what I'm saying? So like pardon me for my buzz elder. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically the gaming market to a T. You know what I'm saying? And another thing that a lot of folks don't understand is that a lot of for folks that are familiar with Xbox, there's a racing game called Forza Horizon. It's a racing game, and the thing is, like when the game comes out, because it licensed music from like actual celebrities and stuff, that the game, if you buy it online, the game will only be online for like a few years, and then afterwards they'll take it down and you can't buy it anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that was a huge thing with a couple of the racing games, because after a while the game loses its license. So the only way to navigate around that is to buy the actual disc. You know what I'm saying? Once you have the actual disc, it's like I keep doing that. Every time I do a palm thing, if the camera, it'll trigger the move. Yeah. Let me do it to stop. It's like but my point being, like, a lot of gamers understand that when you don't have the physical disc, whatever game that might come out is only going to be up. Is only going to be up there for a certain amount of time, especially with all these licenses and stuff. And once that goes, the game goes. So let me go back to that. With this move, Sony is definitely forcing gamers into its own PlayStation Store or PC, despite digital dominance. Competition exists between Steam, the Epic Game Store, and GOG. On consoles, this market's comparison disappears entirely with the demise of physical media. Sony dictates prices, discounts, and the availability of digital licenses without any competition. Yeah, so like if you move everything digital, you know what I'm saying? Like the Sony, or in Xbox place, in the case of Xbox, Microsoft, they dictate when certain games go on sale. Whereas if you buying it from an actual store, you know what I'm saying? If it's an old game, like the obviously the price is gonna decrease after a while. You know what I'm saying? That goes back to what goes into what I was just saying. In its latest financial marketplace, the company is focused more on monthly active users and total playtime. From a management perspective, every trip to a physical retail store represents a break in this digital chain of engagement. So yeah, so that's basically what they're trying to do. Like for the folks that still, old school, like to buy stuff from the actual physical disc on the store, they see that as like, lost playtime, which absolutely makes no sense to me. That's just me. It makes no sense because it's like whether I buy the actual disc or buy it online, I'm still gonna have it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still gonna have the game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's Esau with their fake, their weird, convoluted, breakdowns or marketing, marketing schemes. Those who no longer buy the plastic case don't even leave the ecosystem to make a purchase. Subscription expand and the path to the cloud. The strategy is sufficient, according to Pierce, far beyond simply distributing software. PlayStation Plus is to be gradually transformed into a central entertainment platform that brings together video games, movies, TV series, and music. The move away from this serves as a catalyst for a future based entirely on streaming and cloud services. Without a physical component, the game shrinks to its right to use it. If the servers go down, access disappears. That's the reality. And that's another thing. The whole thing with cloud gaming is one of those things where um you're pretty much forced to be online all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say for whatever reason you buy a game and you want to play it, but like let's say your internet gonna be off for a few days. With the cloud services, when you buy digital games, that means for a lot of times it means you can't play the game at all. You understand what I'm saying? You need like stable active internet connection to play the game. Whereas again, you have the physical disc. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to play like Call of Duty or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You could play the game offline with no internet. You know what I'm saying? The only time you might need the internet. Let's say if you playing online to play others, to play against other people, or like any of the online content, like battle mode and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And listen, it's getting bad, man. It's getting bad. But to break down the cloud service, that's basically what it is. It's like basically, um, it's like a gaming service where you pretty much need stable internet connection pretty much all the time to play certain games. So let's say you just moved and you in a new spot and you don't got your internet set up yet. You know what I'm saying? Certain games that buy that's reliant on that cloud service is off. You can't play it. You know what I'm saying? So again, you'll own nothing and be happy. Eliminating the disk drops saves Sony manufacturing costs and secure the full profit margin on each digital purchase. For buyers, the development means the permanent loss of ownership rights to their games. See, that's what I said. The development means the permanent loss of ownership rights to their games, as well as ending and reselling and lending. And anyone buying a PS6 except the PlayStation Store's monopoly as a factored in standard. So yeah, it's the same thing. Like like, and that's another thing. Like let's say like back then for most of us, you have a certain game. You lend a certain game to your cousin, to your brother, your friend in school. You know what I'm saying? They play and they bring it back. Or let's say you want to sell certain games to them. You know what I'm saying? With these new servers, you cannot do that anymore. With everything going digital, you can't do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? You own nothing and be happy. So you know what I'm saying? It's not like say, okay, I done beat this game 5 times. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought it when it was $20. Like, give me five. You know what I'm saying? Give me 10. Something like that. You can't even do that no more. According to Pierce, the end of this production is therefore not a short-term cost-cutting measure, but rather a building block on a long-term strategy, meaning they're in it for the long haul. Sony wants to consolidate the entire value chain from the purchase of use to the games, films, music, and potential cloud gaming in the future within its own ecosystem. In this model, physical media, in their view, no longer have a place to actually hinder the company's strategic goals. So yeah, this is Sony, and for folks, you know, um, you know what I'm saying. Listen, folks in the gaming community is not too happy about that. They're not happy about that again, and it's a long read, but I had, I had to go into that to show, like, hey, listen, like it starts small, not being able to no longer own a video game, and like with the games going digital. I mean, yeah, it has its pluses because you don't want to have it where, for folks that might have kids or younger siblings, your younger siblings get to your games and accidentally scratch the disc and stuff, and it don't work no more. So with everything, or you might have lose or misplace have the games digital on the console. You know, you could get around all of that, but it comes with its own setbacks. That Esau could pull the plug on certain gaming services, and you're stuck. You know what I'm saying? Slock, anything you want to add in? Slock, I think he stepped away. But yeah, let me. I'm not gonna share the wasn't. I'm not gonna play the video, but yeah, this is one thing I just want to share real quick. It's from Google. Like I was saying, the Forza Horizon 4, which is a racing game, was officially delisted and removed from digital storefronts on Xbox Game Pass on December 15th, 2024. You can no longer buy digital copies of the game. You know what I'm saying? And had a video explaining it, going into breakdown, and said what delisting means. You can't buy new copies. The game is gone from Microsoft Store and Steam. If you own the digital or physical copy, you can still play the game. Servers stay active online. Online features and multiplayer servers remain up and running. And physical discs still work. So if you have the physical disc, you can still play it. But let's say you want the game and you never got around to buy it, and you miss that opportunity, you're stuck. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this one to go into that real quick. As far as the first thing that shows you own nothing and be happy. Video games. You know what I'm saying? Elder, you still there, or you probably might have stepped away? Let me get ready to cue the second story, and I think we all heard about this. The second part of you will own nothing and be happy. The priest, the elder priest Daniela went over it earlier today, and it's car subscriptions. You know what I'm saying? Now what's going on is that a lot of these cars, a lot of the a lot of these manufacturers, these car manufacturing companies, are doing subscription based services for your cars, and that now they're having it where you can't get certain features unless you pay a monthly subscription. You know what I'm saying? And this video I'm about to play of this guy going into it, but he also has his own theories on where the elites could possibly take this. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play the video and I'm gonna chime in. Okay, and yeah, this is fair use. Fair use. This is under the fair use law. Okay.
Of automakers. Instead of making their car,
Okay.
never ever underestimate the greed of automakers. Instead of making their cars and products better, we're seeing them actively nerf or make worse their existing cars just so that they can charge you for a feature that already exists and is working just fine in the vehicle that you purchased. First, it was BMW and heated seat subscriptions. That didn't end well. But leave it to the Germans to take it a step further. You won't believe what Volkswagen and Mercedes are doing at the moment.
And yeah, the priest went over that earlier today. That that these companies are now doing heated seat services. You know what I'm saying? So if you live within the colder regions, you know what I'm saying, like the Northeast, you know what I'm saying, like the Northeast, especially during the winter time, it can get brutal. You know what I'm saying? And last year, winter 2025, 2026, listen, it was brutal. You know what I'm saying? We had several like sub temperature days. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken. So let's say you have a car and you live in the Northeast. You know, these new company cars are making it where that you want heated seats? It's a monthly subscription that come with that. You understand what I'm saying? You know, which is wicked as hell, man. Which is completely wicked as hell. And this is the gentleman, Kirk Creefels. He does a lot of car interviews. You know what I'm saying? So I watch his content because I'm most I would like to get a car someday. So I like to watch reviews to learn to do, you know, everything that I can.
I'm still a little bit tingly from the announcement yesterday that the Nissan Leaf is going to be under $30,000. And while the Nissan Leaf is not a software-defined vehicle quite yet, Nissan is working towards that, supposedly with Honda in the future. Those vehicles, who knows?
Slacky, let me know if you can hear the video. And for those who in, if you haven't, please like the stream. Baba Kasha.
How far away they are. But software-defined vehicles lead to new ways of generating income. That's where the automakers want to be. They want to find ways to charge you to interact with the car. And it's not just the German automakers, and we will get to them. But when I think of Sony's Afeela car, that not only costs $90,000. I mean, let's reserve. What is this? The initial one start at? Oh, I get a nice welcome screen if I wanted to put a $200 reservation in. Okay, here we are. It starts at $102,000.
Yeah, this is some new car named Afeela. But and that's the thing I want to bring out. It's not just these high end luxury cars. No, they're gonna bring that down to the regular schmegular, you know, everyday average Joe car companies as well. Like the priest brought out earlier. One of the cars that's doing that is GM, General Motors. You know what I'm saying? Like it's something that you need to pay attention to.
Plus dollars. That's coming mid 2026. And then the cheaper
at Toyota's national sales event. Set your
at $89,900. That's just the price of entry. You got to keep, and you get dorkier wheels too. But keep in mind, oh man, does this interior scream driving actually there's some functionality? That would make sense because you can live in it, spend more time in it. No, they want to charge you for just, you know, driving from point A to point B. That would make sense because you can live in a camper van where it had that sort of fit, because you are not allowed to watch movies while you drive it. Have a catalog such as
for keep rewinding. I kind of skipped a crucial part I want to go over.
Being able to play PlayStation games, stream videos, have a catalog of all the Sony movies at your fingertips while you're driving. Actually, no, because you are not allowed to watch movies while you drive for a safety hazard. So it's a frustrating thing. If this was a camper van where it had that sort of features and functionality, that would make sense because you can live in it, spend more time in it. No, they want to charge you for just, driving from point A to point B, even though those features are not readily available to you while you're driving. What if Nissan with the Leaf?
And let me also say this, like all these new cars that got these huge flat panels and stuff like that. Listen, don't get fooled by that. Please don't, because listen. From the videos I've been watching and from the information I've been picking up, that any and all of the like not all, but most of these new car that got these complete flat screen panels and stuff like that, they're a nightmare to fix. You know what I'm saying? And like the priest brought out earlier, I'm reiterating it again. The days of the what you call it, the backyard mechanic, you know what I'm saying, the shade tree mechanic, the garage mechanic, them days are done. You know what I'm saying, where you go to your homeboys and you know that owns a car shop and have them fix up your car and stuff like that. Them days are done. You know what I'm saying, because like all these new cars got all these computer chips and stuff like that, and you know. A lot of the older mechanics and even the younger ones, like they don't know how to fix all these, like, these flat screen panels and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to be aware about.
Said, hey, it starts at $30,000, but you don't get the full range. All right, we'll give you 250 miles of range, but if you want the 300 miles of range, you're going to have to pay a monthly fee for that.
Whoa. Let's hear that part again. Now, he's talking about this car, the Nissan Leaf, which is a 100% electric car. It doesn't run on gas at all. It's all electric. Now, one of the things that they're talking about here, what he's talking about, is that the company Nissan, which is a Japanese car company, they're contemplating on making of locking the mileage that you get, you know what I'm saying, from a fully charged electric car to lock in some of that behind a paywall. Like, this is real egregious stuff, man. This is real egregious stuff.
You don't get the full range while you're driving. What if Nissan with the Leaf said, hey, it starts at $30,000, but you don't get the full range. All right, we'll give you, 250 miles of range, but if you want the 300 miles of range, you're going to have to pay a monthly fee for that. All right, so
which is insane.
Where is all this heading? Well, we're going to go to Cars Direct. This is breaking now, but it's not. This is a trend, and
that's what that August 19th of last year. The video that we're on is from 11 months ago, but this is August 15th of last year, almost a year ago. And the article on Car Direct is entitled, "Is Volkswagen locking horsepower behind a paywall?" And that's another thing that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
automakers are seeing what they can get away with and how much money they can take from dumb people. Volkswagen is locking horsepower behind a paywall. I've had nightmares about this, but I didn't realize this was actually happening. Volkswagen is just the latest. If we go back, this is over 2 years ago, August of 2023. This is just how much I care about Mercedes-Benz and their electric vehicles. It's actually, I care nothing at all. That's why I didn't know about this. EQE and EQS customers, guess what? We love you so much, says Mercedes. We'll let you buy more horsepower so you can do faster 0 to 60s to impress your friends. Check this out. On-demand upgrade. If you want an extra 60 horsepower, you only have to pay $60 a month. I just threw up in my mouth, or $600 a year. The more you buy, the more you save. All right. So you get 2 months free if you buy it for a year. That's a great deal. Lifetime of the vehicle. Well, you can do a $2,000 upgrade to get an extra 60 horsepower. You might be saying, Kirk, this has been done with gas cars since the beginning of time. And I have a prime.
You hear this stuff? I don't know if you did. You stepped away, but yeah, chime in if you close by. But I'm like, yo, you hear this stuff? Like, this is some real egregious stuff. So like, the EQE is the electric the all electric car versions of Mercedes-Benz. That's their electric car line, and this is what they're advertising. From acceleration, it goes from 0 to 60. Standard, it goes from 0 to the EQE 350. It goes from 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds. But if you want to go from 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds, it's an extra, what is it? $60 a month. Like that's some real egregious shit, man. And it's $500 a year and $1,900 for the full $1,950 for the full service. And slack it. This morning he's gonna go in on that.
Example. It's not just these vehicles, these software-defined vehicles with over-the-air updates where you can choose monthly for this. No. Check this out.
In this video, I'm going to be using Sedan's 2.5.
Fuck, yeah, it's all these damn commercials. But no, the thing that he's bringing out was that like some people who try to justify and say like, oh, but gas car does it already. Yeah, they already do that. Not built in, but they already do it from the jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want a car, okay. Let's say, all right, let's say a Honda Accord. Honda Accord, to my understanding, have V6 engines, right? If you want one that has 275 horsepower, buy this one. If you want the one that has 300 horsepower, buy this one, which called, you know what I'm saying? And like each line will have like their own name, like the Honda Accord Sport, the Honda Accord, so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? But my thing is, they already have it in the, like different lines of it, where once you buy it, that's it. You know what I'm saying? This is the model I want. I'm buying this model. That's it. Not like what they're doing now, where this is the model. If I buy it, I have to, if I want the full power of it, to pay a subscription. Like what kind of nonsense is that? Whereas with gas cars, it's like, hey, if I want the more powerful car, I'm buying that outright and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? All in one shot, which makes way more sense. You know what I'm saying? If I want a car that goes off road, if I want a car that has more horsepower, stuff like that, if it's gas operated, I'm gonna buy that car outright. You know what I'm saying? Over, you know what I'm saying? The less powered one within the same car line. You know what I'm saying? But what Esau doing now is, we're gonna buy you, we're gonna sell you this car that got all these bells and whistles, but half of them we're gonna lock behind a paywall, which completely abomination. Elder, I don't know if you heard what the gentleman said earlier. The Lexus. Wait, I'm gonna play this part for you again. Slack, yeah. This is for the Mercedes Benz. They have an electric line, but this is what they're doing.
0 to 60s to impress your friends. Check this out.
Uh-oh.
On-demand upgrade. If you want an extra 60 horsepower, you only have to pay $60 a month. I just threw up in my mouth, or $600 a year. The more you buy, the more you save. All right. So you get 2 months free if you buy it for a year. That's a great deal. Lifetime of the vehicle. Well, you can do a $2,000 upgrade to get an extra 60 horsepower. You might be saying, Kirk, this has been done with gas cars since the beginning of time. And I have a prime example. It's not just these vehicles, these software-defined vehicles with over-the-air updates where you can choose monthly for this. No. Check this out. Looking at the
but yeah. That's the thing I wanted to show you BMW, not BMW, Mercedes Benz, locking horsepower behind a prescription paywall. So you might, and the point I was bringing out was that if you buy, like with gas powered cars, like within a certain line, let's say, I don't know, a Honda Accord or Toyota Camry and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, or a Toyota RAV4. Like if you want the one with if you want the one with the more horsepower and stuff like that, that faster one, like usually Esau will have it already, like a actual line for that. You know what I'm saying? And usually they'll mark it by, let's say, a Toyota RAV4 Sport. Let you know that's the faster, the one that with more horsepower. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the regular Toyota RAV4, that's the slower ones. You know what I'm saying? So like if you want the one with the more horsepower, you could just buy it. You could just buy that once and be done with it. But what Esau doing now, like they selling you a car that has all this power, but they locking some of it behind the paywall. Just want to get your thoughts on that. Oh, you there? Oh, I think you might have stepped away.
Lexus IS, which I used to sell many back in the day as a Lexus master sales consultant. If we look at an IS 300 all-wheel drive, which has a 3.5 liter V6, not the 2 liter turbo, all right, 0 to 60 in 6.1 seconds, 260 horsepower. It starts at $43,830. We got to compare all-wheel drive to all-wheel drive as best as possible because the IS 350 does not come in a non-F Sport trim. So what we're going to do is compare IS 350 F Sport all-wheel drive to IS 300 F Sport all-wheel drive. So we take 47,155 minus 45,840. It's a $1,300 upgrade to get 51 more horsepower, a half second roughly 0 to 60 improvement. Which
is insane, you know what I'm saying? And they actually want you to pay a subscription for that. You know what I'm saying? Like he basically crunched the numbers of comparing like two different Lexus cars. That one, both all-wheel drive. One goes this fast, and another one goes this fast. And like when you crunch everything down to the numbers, it's an extra $1,300, and it's like that's a lot of money that you're losing.
Same engine. So Lexus has been doing this. No one's been complaining about it, but Lexus is upfront about it. Essentially, from my understanding, there's no difference between this engine and this engine other than ECU, and it's very difficult to modify Lexus ECU. Abe's back in the picture.
And that's the thing. Cars of gas cars, especially during the early 2000s, from what I saw, like during my high school days. What's a car that Jacob Ephraim would get? The Honda Civic. That car was like highly customizable, where a lot of brothers would buy the car, but like they'll buy like different mods and stuff to mod the car, how they see fit. With these new cars, that's dead. You know what I'm saying? Like you basically get the car what they're selling you, and that's it. The most you might be able to do is add some tints, if that. If that. All right, let's continue.
He needs to be around for this very important discussion of paywalling features. Paywalling horsepower is probably the most offensive thing to me, even though it's been happening with gas cars through ECU lockings. Okay. Volkswagen is the latest offender. And I have a list of things that manufacturers will try to get away with in the future. With paywalls and subscription services or pay-per-view. Essentially, is Volkswagen locking horsepower behind a paywall? Well, this is happening with an ID3. We don't get this vehicle in the United States. We get the ID4. There was the ID.
Yeah, he's going through that the ID4 is an electric car and stuff. I'm gonna just fast forward to see if
ready, set.
Fast forward to he gives his breakdown of some of his theories of what he thinks could that the elites could eventually bring down as far as like possible subscriptions to add in.
250 horsepower. I'm saying, Kirk, they can't do that. Maybe the first tier is $1,000, but if you want that extra 25 horsepower on top of the 25 that you bought, it's $1,500, all right, because you have to have the best one. And guess what? But that motor could still be software limited based off of what it's really capable of. And they could just keep doing that to you and keep doing that to you, all right? Would that stop you from buying a new car? Maybe it'd be worth it. I don't know. It sounds sketchy to me. It sounds like smoke and mirrors. Volkswagen's already struggling with business and nickel and diming their customers who've already paid cold hard cash or financed the vehicle or whatever you want to say. They're saying, yeah, we kind of duped you. But you can pay. If you want the full experience, you can pay us. That's the sort of bull crap that people don't want to deal with. How about you?
And that's true. Like a lot of folks don't want to deal with that nonsense, and which is the reason why. Well, we hear about it. A lot of the car industries, they're not doing too good right now because a lot of these shady practices, jacking up the prices of the car, a lot of these subscription services. So a lot of folks is like opting out, is getting new cars and trying to get the old ones.
You give us the full car at the time of purchase. None of this, it can get better as time goes on. That should happen with software-defined vehicles. They should work out bugs. They should make it more efficient. And should that service be free? I mean, manufacturers are saying it should be free for the first year, maybe 3 years. No plans on bringing this sort of nickel and diming to Americans. Well, Americans will speak out about it probably a little bit more than Europeans. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning with software-defined vehicles. What else can they nickel and dime us for in the future? Well, here we go. I have a list of about 10 things. Heated and
pay attention. This is his theory, which a lot of them I do agree might be on the list as far as like subscriptions that Esau might try to hit you with.
Ventilated seats. Okay. Well, BMW has tried that, but don't be surprised if we see that like once it's faded from our memories. Don't be surprised if another manufacturer tries to do it. Massage.
And I do agree with that. I do agree that BMW and the other luxury cars do that, but don't be surprised if next thing you know, Toyota, Honda, you know what I'm saying, what's that, Ram, you know what I'm saying, GM. Don't be surprised if they started adding that shit too.
Massage seats. You have massagers built into every seat because maybe it's cheaper to just mass produce them all with massaging seats. So now you have to pay for your massaging seat function. The manufacturer will say, hey,
I could kind of see that, but not really. But let's hear.
No, if you want a massaging seat, at an airport, you put quarters and you pay for it. All right. It's no different in a car, right? All right. Hands-free driving. This is one where it makes sense to me. Rarely it depends on the type of driver you are, but hands-free driving typically only works on interstates when you're on longer road trips, or if you're using it all the time, if you drive a ton for your job or whatnot. Hands-free driving can be very beneficial from a safety perspective, a fatigue perspective, and hands-free driving, like it costs tons of money to develop. So I totally understand hands-free driving as something that continues to get better, and you'll pay a fee for that. So I'm not against.
Matter of fact, the hands-free driving is already a thing now with Tesla. You know what I'm saying? It's already, believe it or not, it's already a thing now with Tesla. Just a lot of folks don't buy into that. Don't buy the models that have that built in, because it's way more. You're paying thousands and thousands more dollars to add that nonsense in.
It. All right. But what Tesla charges for autopilot, it has been a bit extortionary in the past. This next one's definitely another performance one. You want more? Yeah. No? This next one might seem a bridge too far, but never underestimate the greed of automakers. And this is all-wheel drive. For you.
And this is what I wanted to talk about. And I legitimately can foresee that the elites, the powers that be, will eventually add that in the future on cars that well, Slakia, I can eventually see that car companies adding that in the future towards the cars. You know what I'm saying? All-wheel drive. You know what I'm saying? They'll sell you a car. You know what I'm saying? Rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive, which, to my understanding, are not good. Driving in inclement weather. So it's like, oh, you want all-wheel drive? Oh yeah, here a monthly subscription. You know what I'm saying? And I legitimately, in my heart of hearts, can see that happening. If you do as well, let me know. Sign off in the chat.
Have to pay extra for all-wheel drive. All right. Bye, Abe. See ya. There will be a time where it's probably cheaper to just add a small e-axle on every single car to the front and to the rear, depending if it's rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive bias, to add all-wheel drive functionality. Okay. So now you can unlock that second motor to give you all-wheel drive capabilities in the wintertime. All right. Typically, if you buy all-wheel drive from the factory, it's about $1,500, give or take. All right, on top of
and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you buy, most car companies, like they'll sell cars where regardless of line, I mean, some lines have it where everything across the board is all-wheel drive. But some car companies will have it where, okay, in this line, among this line, certain models are front-wheel drive, but certain models are all-wheel drive, and you have to buy the one with specific names. You know what I'm saying? Specific sub-names for the all-wheel drives. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's a case where with gas-operated cars, you buy it, okay. You go to the dealership, you want this car all-wheel drive, you buy that once, you're done with it. But now, with this whole thing, you own nothing and be happy. You know what I'm saying? That they'll sell you a car that have the all-wheel drive capability already built into the car, but they'll lock it behind a subscription wall. You know what I'm saying? So make it where, you want all-wheel drive because it's wintertime, $15 a month. You know what I'm saying? Again, they will try to nickel and dime you every way they can. You know what I'm saying? Which is something that you need to pay attention to.
Front-wheel drive model, for example. Now, you don't have to worry about that upfront fee We got you. We got you in the wintertime. Just pay $20 a month and you can have all-wheel drive for only the months you need it. Just don't pay for what you don't need. Don't pay for cable service if you only watch football. All right. Don't pay for a year's worth of cable if you only watch football. Just
which I hear what he's saying as far as like how the elites could try to market it, but I'm like, dude, you still need all-wheel drive when it rains in the spring. You understand what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, like for most folks, you're gonna need all-wheel drive pretty much year round. So to be like, oh, I'm only gonna need it during the winter when it snows, like for some folks it's feasible, for other folks it's not. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But again, that's one of the major things that I can legit see in my heart of hearts that can become an actual reality.
watch it during football season. That's what they're saying. You don't need all-wheel drive all year long. You just need it during the winter time. You can just pay $20 a month, or
your cavities can actually repair themselves.
Yeah, these goddamn commercials. They do this stuff way too much.
Here, how about that? We'll give you 2 months for free. All right, better sound system. Yeah.
Which I could kind of see that happening. They might tax it, what I'm saying? You might have 8 speakers, you might give off a certain sound, but if you want the full surround sound to make you feel like you in a damn movie theater, they could do that too. You know what I'm saying? They could do that too.
Think about this. Okay, there could be a subwoofer in the vehicle or multiple speakers in the vehicle. But if you want better sound system to impress your friends or to listen to your tunes, you can unlock those extra speakers or the amplifier's extra wattage to make it a better sound experience. Or if you want those fancy 3D audio buzz things or the fancy surround sound effects, yep, you can.
Yeah, or that Dolby Digital stuff that yeah, they could lock that behind a paywall too.
Pay extra for that too. Think about this. When you approach your vehicle, the vehicle will have specific lights and dances that it will do, and you can change how those light patterns modify maybe with the seasons, and that'll be
which most folks won't care about that, but you might have some goofy folks that do. It is what it is, but yeah.
Be like a Christmas pack that'll say like ho 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 as you walk up to the car. People will pay for that sort of. I'm not just saying the automakers will come up with some, people will pay for that to customize their vehicles. I'm not really against that if I have a really unique like chirp sound to my unlock or lock part of the car. I would like that personally. I would pay $5, $10 for a unique lock or unlock sound when I come to the car. All right, but light patterns, a special dance, people will pay that. I wouldn't be surprised. All right. People would also might pay, or the manufacturers could force you to pay for summoning the vehicle. All right. Who needs valet? This replaces valet.
Which whatchamacallit, Tesla already has that, which again, you're like if you from to my understanding, they have it already built in. It's just that where you first order the car, to buy it, you got to pay it right then and there. But I can also see it, that being locked behind a subscription as well. I can see that done as well
in the future. So you have this summon function. The vehicle will autonomously leave its parking spot, pick you up, or it drops you off, and then it goes and parks itself somewhere. Okay, summon. These manufacturers will charge you for that. Speaking of charging, can you imagine if these manufacturers with these EVs start charging you for faster charging? DC fast.
And I could see that too. I could definitely see that happening as well, where some of these cars can, car companies, cause listen, everything is going electric. You know what I'm saying? Like our days of using gas operated cars, it's pretty much numbered. It's pretty much numbered. You know what I'm saying? So once everything goes fully electric, that's when these car companies and the power that be, they could really have their way with us with this. And this is something that he sees that could happen, that I could legit see happening too. You know what I'm saying? That how fast or how slow or how much a charge you can get possibly could get locked behind subscription as well.
Fast charging is already exorbitantly expensive with public chargers compared to charging it at home. But don't be surprised if the manufacturers say, hey, battery preconditioning, you're going to have to pay an extra fee for that so your battery charges faster. Don't be surprised. Range, if they lock away horsepower, don't be.
And this as well, the range, like with electric cars, where they instead of like how with gas is due, city you could get this far on a gallon, highway you get that far on a gallon. You know what I'm saying? With electric is they go by range. So technically, I think for what I believe like maybe like 300 or more. On a full charge that is pretty much a good range. I think anything under that is like kind of like subpar.
Surprised if they lock away range. Nissan Leaf, they say, hey, we'll make it a $23,000 car if we lock you to 200 miles. But if you want the full 300 miles, it's a monthly fee. Don't be surprised. I'm not saying Nissan's going to do it. I'm just using the Leaf as an example. The Leaf has 303 miles of EPA range.
I just found out that if you have two,
it's like it. Any thoughts? Any thoughts? See that you came back.
Best price I could find. Don't.
No, King. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Range could absolutely be locked away. All right, because it's easier to just mass produce 190 kilowatt hour battery, for example, but then you might have some entry level. Right, that not now, but in the future, it could be faster and easier to just make one spec of battery and then have different tiers. Okay, you can buy it from the factory for X amount of dollars, or better yet, don't worry about paying. Just pay for what you need. Pay for the data that what you need. Right? That's essentially what they're saying. Oh, you don't need 300 miles all the time. Don't worry. Even though your battery's capable of that, we're going to lock you to 220 miles.
And again, I legit see that happening. You know what I'm saying? Like they once the majority of cars go fully electric, that some of these greedy car companies could lock how far your car could go on a full charge. They lock it behind a paywall. And again, which is messed up because again, coming out the factory, you know what I'm saying? Like these cars already have all this stuff built in. But what the elites are doing, they're locking like the car's true capability behind a paywall, and you never had that with gas cars. You know what I'm saying? So like they really about to make life really hard for a lot of folks.
All right, head-up display. Well, they could really lock you out of so many different things that pop up on your head-up display. One, they could all be installed with head-up displays in the future. But two, they could just lock you into, okay, if you want to use your head-up display, here's a base package, $5 a month. It just tells you the speed. Then they can nickel and dime you for having different safety features on the head-up display or allowing turn-by-turn navigation from Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Oh, speaking of Android and Apple CarPlay, look, General Motors, they don't even incorporate it into their cars anymore for their EVs. They'll start charging you for it. Don't be surprised if they start charging you for your phone functionality the way it should be, all right, already functioning in your car. Sport modes, yes. If you want,
and yeah, we're going back to that sport mode. Sport mode is like the faster, more horsepower version of certain car lines.
Your car's software and its behavior to change. All right, from the factory, you just get one single mode, normal mode. Okay, but if you want a sport mode, that again, this kind of ties to unlocking that performance. If you want that sport mode that unlocks that extra 25 horsepower, $1 a month, or what Volkswagen is charging like $22 a month. That is asinine.
Which is diabolical. Man, Elder, imagine that. Having extra horsepower locked behind a subscription paywall where you got to pay more for your car to go faster. Are you there?
Yeah, no, I see it, and I see a lot of people paying it, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Reflect on one another, right? To say, well, I got the sport mode, you don't. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I see it. I see it.
Okay, dash
cam.
cam. Now this one makes a little bit of sense. You have a dash cam surveillance. All right, we already have this with houses where it's a monthly fee with Ring or something, right? They could do the same sort of thing with dash cam and surveillance with cameras in your car, despite the camera systems already being fully functioning, but there's servers involved, upload involved, satellite involved. All right, so that makes sense. All right, so out of all the things I've mentioned, what are the ones that make the most sense? All right, will it be hands-free driving, unlocking the car sounds, fake engine noises. If you wanted your EV to sound like a certain car, maybe that's fun. Different sport modes and different performance modes. Maybe it unlocks, torque vectoring a little bit more. Maybe that is worth.
Yeah, I'm just stop right here. But yeah, to me, like the one that really makes the most sense is the range. Like how far you'll be able to go as far as on a full charge. The charge quality. How fast your car will charge. I could definitely see the all-wheel drive happening. I could definitely see that happening. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And the sound, I could definitely see that happening as well. You know what I'm saying? And again, yeah, sure that they're starting off with foreign cars like, Lexus, not Lexus, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, but eventually it's going to trickle down to American brand. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to bring out, Elder? To wrap up this segment?
Nah, but you know what it is? You know what's gonna be sucked into this Gen Z and all these like younger generation children coming up because they don't know what it is to drive, right? They know now, but they don't fully appreciate what it is to just get behind your car, turn on the ignition, start whatever, and just drive. You already got AC going, right? Radio, turn it up, turn it down, whatever you want to do, right? They don't understand the freedom what that is. Now here comes a company to charge you. They're gonna think like, oh well, okay, that's how it's always been, and they're gonna fall right in line. See, this new world order or this, whatever the system is that's coming in, they need the older generation to die out because we know what it was before. You know what I'm saying? So they need the older generation to die out. That's the only way I see it.
God. And that was the whole point. God, you're right. That's the whole point of like having a car in the first place, like freedom to, to drive anywhere and not to be hindered by this and that. You know what I'm saying? But now, listen, this goes to the elite's agenda as far as what's that, the Agenda 2030, the CB40 plan, where they monitor how you using your car and how far you're gonna go. How often you're using it and all that. Yeah, it all goes into monitoring you. You know what I'm saying? Like if they could do it with something as small as heated seats, you know what I'm saying? Like, and as you can see, Volkswagen is doing it. Volkswagen is doing it with horsepower. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you don't want your car to be like too slow, you want to be like, yo, can this thing go a little faster? It's locked behind a paywall now. You know what I'm saying? And that's with one car. Well, not just Volkswagen, the Mercedes Benz, the EQSs, that's the electric line. They doing that too. You know what I'm saying? So in the case where you might have to floor it, you might be in an emergency or in a jam, and you might have to floor it and put the pedal to the metal. Where you really need that extra horsepower is locked behind a paywall. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real diabolical. You know what I'm saying? And um the same thing that because me, like, most are willing, I should be getting a car soon, most are willing, and I'm definitely taking the Elder Zal's advice, what he told me before. Get an older car, if possible. Get an older car, because these new cars, yeah, that all they're gonna have is these stuff, these nickel and dime locked behind a paywall programs. You know what I'm saying? And more egregious stuff that the priest Daniela brought out earlier. Anything? Yeah, go.
How do I sound now?
It kind of sounds like little tinny, like your mic isn't connected. You know.
Oh man. All right, hold on. Let me leave and come back.
But yeah, while Elder gets his sound worked up, fixed, I'm gonna bring out the next segment, and well, now, matter of fact, I'm gonna bring up the scripture. Let me bring up the scripture, and then I'm gonna bring up the next segment, and y'all gonna love it. Oh man, y'all gonna love it.
Okay, how about now? Still sound the same?
Yeah, still sound the same. I mean, I can hear you clearly, but it still has that tinny, you know.
Okay, hold on. Now continue. I'm just gonna, keep trying to work on this. Continue.
All right, go. All right, I'm gonna bring out the scripture of pretty much to show that we, how we all pretty much are perpetual slaves in this society. This is Proverbs 22:6. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. So yeah, listen. And this is set up. Listen, we're pretty much slaves to the elites, the powers that be. You understand what I'm saying? Like, like anything that we have, anything that we have or that we desire to get, we got to go to our enemies. We got to go to the other nations for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which means what? They have power over us. And when they have power over us, they could call the shots, and they could have things rigged in their favor to where we're constantly coming out of pocket and paying to them. You know what I'm saying? So let me read that again. Proverbs 22:6, 22:7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. You know what I'm saying? And listen, this even goes into this very much goes into cars now, because what's been brought out over the years is that the prices of buying brand new cars has been increasing dramatically. You know what I'm saying? And not just new cars, for used cars as well. And now for what they're saying that for let me look it up. Let me look it up to be sure. But they're saying that that the average amount that a lot of folks are paying on a car note is like close to $1,000, man. Like that's real egregious stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of folks are going into debt. A lot of folks, yeah, it's still the same. I don't know if I mean, Salaki, you can pretty much there you locked off. But now I was saying that it's real egregious stuff, man. Salaki, let me look it up real quick. All right, I got it. Let me start sharing and yeah. It says the average monthly car payment in the United States is $770 for a new vehicle and $531 for a used vehicle, according to data from Experian. You know what I'm saying? A new car loan, the average is like 43,000. Used car loan average is like 27,000. You know what I'm saying? New interest rate 6.39, 6%, 6.39%. Average use rate 11.43%, which not really good. but you know what I'm saying? On new, and that's the thing. The term of the car loans has been increased more than usual. You know what I'm saying? So now you got all these 6 and 7 year car loans. Used car loan is 69 months. 69.5 months, which is almost what's that? Oh, yeah, like roughly 6 years. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So why are you being a servant to the lender? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like Esau pretty much got you bent over a barrel. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much having their way with you. Pause. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much having their way with you. You know what I'm saying? And plus, on top of that, the way how the elites have their way with you is not just charge you exorbitant amount of interest rate for these new cars, but also they putting all this lock behind the paywall stuff in these cars that they willing now. It's like anything gonna say, Elder?
Yeah, how about now?
That's pretty much the same. But no, it's okay. It's okay. Just rock out. I really want to get your thoughts to this next segment.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I got it plugged up. Anyway, go ahead, kid. I'm here.
All right. You gonna love this next segment. Okay. Wait. Let me find the cue. And listen, you guys really gonna love this next segment. Wait. Oh damn. All right. Elder, you there?
Con, I'm here.
All right. You got a printer? You there?
Con, I'm here. I'm
Oh.
here. My brother just texted me and said that he's hearing me loud and clear, so I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead, King. Just ask me
No,
something about a printer.
Yeah, a computer printer.
Yes, I do. What's going on?
Here's the next segment of you will have you'll own nothing and love and like it.
Oh,
Subscription.
God. Yeah,
Subscription.
they told me about this the other day. Right, go ahead.
Subscription services for printers. You know what I'm saying? And let me get this video from brother Orlando Miner. And listen,
that's a good brother, man. Hey, y'all need to subscribe to that channel right there. That brother Orlando Miner, good brother, man. You know what I'm saying? At first, when you watch it, you might be annoyed, but
he got an obnoxious laugh.
Yeah, he got an obnoxious laugh. You might be, kind of turned off. Like, what the hell is this, man? And he try to. But there's the thing: the information that the brother's giving out is priceless, man. And he's the one that he's putting it in certain people's mind that look, you gotta save, man. It's almost like it's a lost art to save the budget, to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Because with the buy now, pay later craze that's going on, you never really see where the money's going, and he's encouraging people to save. But anyway, go ahead. Dealing with the subscription and the printing. Go ahead.
Yeah, God, and I just found out about this week, man. Like, yeah, now printers are now charging a monthly subscription. You know what I'm saying? And not only are they doing that, they're doing some other shady stuff with it as well. Again, you will own nothing and be happy. All right, so without further ado, let me play this. Again, if you haven't already, subscribe to the brother Orlando Minor, because he brings out a lot of stuff that's coming down the pike as far as, like, what the elites are planning on doing to pretty much screw us over. No Vaseline, you know what I'm saying? And really teaches us, like the elder said, to save, you know what I'm saying, to save our money and stuff.
Budget,
and to save, to stop.
Like our parents did, our grandparents did. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. But this debit card, credit card, buy now, pay later trend that everybody's on, it's not good. Go ahead.
God. So yeah, and you preach that too. Like, hey, like, if you don't got it, do not try to live above your means, which is something that us as a people, myself included, got to start getting back to. So without further ado, let's proceed. Printing, computer printing subscriptions.
I just tried to print something for my printer that I own. My printer that I own with ink that I purchased, and paper. And I can't print without a subscription plan. The concept of having to have a subscription plan to print in your own home from the printer that you own that already has ink and paper in it, they remotely shut off my printer until I paid $7.50 to print in my own home.
Using your electricity.
To print on my printer.
You see that? You will own nothing and be happy. And then that comes for that damn devil, Klaus Schwab, which is diabolical. They shut off her printer because she don't have her. Man, it's oh my God. Oh man.
Printer that I own in my home.
Remember when I said it was gonna get worse before it gets better? Listen. This shouldn't be a surprise, guys. This shouldn't be a surprise that corporations are greedy. It shouldn't be a surprise that these companies aren't loyal to you. I try to let you guys know that these corporations.
It's like it, and that's another reoccurring message that he's constantly pushing, especially for folks that work jobs that have been with their jobs a certain amount of years, an extended amount of years. Like, hey, do not take for granted that because you've been here working for this company 15 to 20 years that they're gonna do right by you. Because he also does stories on he also does reports on a lot of horror stories of folks getting pretty much shown the door after being faithful to their job for like 20 years and all that.
Corporations will do whatever.
Like it, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying you can't love a company. You just gotta do what you gotta do. What's best for you, which is true. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
They have to do to make their bottom line look great.
Money, I want more money.
And I know some of you guys think, these printer companies, why would they do such a thing? Why are printer companies now charging you a subscription? That's right. They're charging you a subscription even though you bought the printer. Even though you bought the ink, even though you paid for the electricity that runs the printer, they're still making you try to pay for a subscription.
No, don't like that.
Which is diabolical, man, because it's like you're paying like a whole bunch of stuff to print stuff from your own crib, because the ink by itself is expensive. You know what I'm saying? Like when you buy a printer for your crib, like the ink doesn't come with it. You know what I'm saying? You have to buy that separate. And every time it runs out, you got to run out and get more. And even with that, they're locking you behind a subscription paywall, which is wicked as hell, man.
Listen, I was at Staples the other day, right? And I was making some coffee, and I ran into the HP sales rep, right? And I'm talking to him, and I'm asking him about that. He's like, "Well, you should look into getting the new printer that they have. The new printer comes with ink, right? And the ink will last you 3 months, right? And then after that, it's based on how many pages you print. If you print less than 200 pages, they will automatically ship the ink to your house, right? But if it's over a certain amount, you're gonna pay a little bit more." So the first thing that jumped out to me is, how do you know how many pages I'm printing? He's like, "Well, you gotta subscribe to their, you know what I'm saying? You gotta the new printer that you buy from HP. Because I got an HP right now. I got an office jet, right? And I was printing out flyers for the camp, right? And I'm asking him about, you know, the quality and how can I make flyers a certain way and blah blah blah, the paper and the print and the ink. He's like, "Yeah, man, you should invest in this new printer. It's only gonna cost you less than $300. I'm like, "Why do I need that? I gotta open it." He's like, "Yeah, but we don't make those printers anymore. We're gonna do away with the ink because the printer I have, I could print with just either color or just black. It doesn't matter. I can do what I need to do because it's my printer. I can just print with solely black ink, right? The new printers that they have to buy the ink. It doesn't matter if you're printing black and white or different color. You have to buy the multicolor ink." And he's saying that it comes with its own ink that will last you for about 2 to 3 months if you're printing less than 200 pages. But the average person, they don't print more than 200 pages, right? But he said after that, based on how you print, they will send you the ink in the mail. And I was like, "Nah, I'm not feeling that. How do you know how much I print?" He's like, "Well, basically, the new printer, it'll be hooked up to their website, and you get an app. And basically, they track it." So then I'm saying to myself, "Bro, I'm printing Israelite flyers. So HP is going to know what I'm printing. They're going to see what I'm printing and know how many pages I'm printing." And that right there, I'm like, "Nah, I'm cool on that." But that's what's coming. So back up what you're saying, King. It's already here. It's in Staples right now. The new printers that they have. Yeah.
God, because listen, once they've seen that you're printing an excessive amount of stuff, the next question is, what exactly is he printing? And they're gonna find out exactly what exactly you're printing. Oh boy, they really make it hard for the eye.
What is this? Are you in a cult? Should we notify the authorities? HP is gonna notify the authorities. What are you printing?
Yes.
What is this?
Yes.
Sea Lions of Israel? What is this? What's going on?
God. Yeah, it's real egregious stuff. Well, all right. Well, let's continue. All right.
Talk about it in the video. You need to watch this video all the way through, guys. It will blow your mind so that you don't get caught up in a situation like this. So you don't have this fake loyalty to these companies, because let me tell you what, they have definitely fake loyalty to you. And the only thing that makes it better is the money that's coming out of your pocket. Anyway, my name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. We're trying to get to 200,000 subs. I cannot get there unless you guys hit that subscribe button. So if I'm giving you any value from any of my videos, please hit that sub button. Also, too, guys, I have a newsletter. You know what I'm about to say. I have a newsletter. It is completely free. How can you be free? We talk about the same things we talk about here, but in greater detail. You will love it, guys. Also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I've been a lender for 20 years, and I can assist you with that. That information is in a pinned comment in the description, guys. Let's have this conversation, because this same thing just happened to me, right? And you know what I did. I said, you know what? I guess I'm going to Brothers. I guess I'm going to another printer company because I refuse. Let me say this clearly. I refuse to pay a subscription to something that I've already bought.
Exactly. And I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I refuse to pay a subscription for something I already bought. Because listen, that's the whole point of buying a printer for your house in the first place. So you don't have to go to the library, to FedEx, Kinko's, Staples to print stuff off. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point of doing that in the first place. Anything you want to add, Alden?
Nah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you already bought it. But here's the thing, though. The printer is cheaper than the ink because by the time you keep buying ink over and over, people will say this for years. You don't put the price of the ink, the price of the ink that you're paying to buy over and over, because the ink doesn't last forever, right?
Right.
You done bought the price of the printer over already. So the printer itself is a one-time charge, whether it be $200, $300, you catch it on sale, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? $250, $100, whatever the case may be, right?
Mm-hmm.
By the time you buy ink and toner all over again, you done bought that printer like 10 times over, bro. And now they coming to charge you? Come on, man. That's highway robbery, bro.
Oh, man. It's a real diabolical stuff, man. All right, we'll continue.
Let me say this again, because this is exactly what this is. Having a subscription to the very thing you own is just diabolical.
That don't make no sense.
It's almost like you buying a DVD. This is back in the day. It's almost like you buying a DVD and then you put in a DVD player and it's like, sorry, you got to pay us $5 to watch it. That's what the printer companies are doing. Mm-hmm.
That's so dumb, it makes me mad.
And I know. Some people are going to say, Orlando, are they really doing that? Is this really that serious? Are they really trying to make you pay for everything? And I would say, yes, it's actually worse than that. They now want you to rent the ink from them.
Wait, what?
Rent the...
Which is, oh boy, it's diabolical, man. And it's going to get into that towards the end.
A printer, and then now pay a subscription based on how many pages you print.
Wait, what?
Which is exactly what you was going into.
Exactly.
The person that salesperson that told you that they was going to charge you how much.
How do you know how many pages I print? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're tracking
my
page count, and you're tracking what I'm printing. We don't have no privacy in this new age, man.
God.
You don't believe me.
HP is finally rolling out its printer subscription program, even though it got flamed just weeks ago for even suggesting this. Customers are pretty universal that they don't want it. The program will start at $7 per month and have a dedicated 24/7 support line. But will people actually rent printers? So I went to the website to take a look. They have this cool little GIF where the papers kind of fly around, but oh, cool, we get printer plus ink and 24/7 support. That's great. Let me scroll down. And you can see that we actually have 3 different tiers of plan, but I think that the other page has a better breakdown because you can see that these do have different costs. So I'm going to go down here. HP Envy is 20 pages for $7 a month, and your price goes...
What? Oh, my God. What is this? Oh, 20 pages of... Oh. All right,
up the more you print.
What?
HP Inspire is the same thing, and OfficeJet Pro is also basically the same thing, but these are higher quality printers. So I think it's the higher quality printer you go up to, like a Scanner Fax all-in-one, you have to pay more for, and you have to pay more per print. I think this is awful. I don't buy a printer to have a subscription service to be allowed to print and be billed per page. If I wanted to be billed by page of printing, I would go print things at Office Depot or at the public library or something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? like that's the whole point of buying your home personal printer in the first place. so you could get around all of that. But now they're making that you can't. All right, let's continue.
This is frustrating to me. I hope that it fails colossally, and I hope that there's very much so egg on the face of the HP.
You hear that, guys?
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
Look, I don't even have to. I don't even have to tell you why this is all wrong. And this is now what companies are doing. As they're losing money when people are pulling back. Pulling back, they're saying, listen, we totally get it. We totally get it that you don't want to buy our products because your money is getting tight. But to use said products now, we're going to charge you because we can't just sit around and just wait until your money gets together. We've got to squeeze every nickel and penny and dime out of you.
That's ultimately the end goal of the elites, to squeeze every last dollar they can from us, man. But listen, with Proverbs 22:6, listen, we're a slave to the lender. You know what I'm saying? The goal is to make us perpetual slaves where we're always paying them for something.
And this is what I'm telling you guys. This is the reason why I say you need to focus on you and yours. Because if you focus on HP or any of these other corporations that tell you we're family, does this look like family to you?
No.
Does this look like if you had loyalty to HP and they told you we're family? Is this how family treats you? Just milking you for things that you already have. You already committed to them and said, I want to buy your product. I want to buy your product out of 20 others that I could have chosen. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Your marketing dollars worked. That's not good enough. What's good enough is, okay, now that we've got them, they don't want to go anywhere else, right? So let's milk them until we wring them out and then they hate us.
Excellent.
And this is the main reason why.
I don't know about you, but $60 a month, that's a bill. That's an extra bill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You add another 60 on that, that's 120. You're talking about, for the phone bill or, you know what I'm saying? Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying? That's just another bill, bro. Because you add that and all these other subscriptions that you have. I don't know, nobody watches regular TV no more. You gotta have Netflix. You don't have to have, but most people have, whether Amazon Prime, Netflix, whatever. And you cut that off, it's just another bill, bro. So I don't know who's gonna pay $60 a month. I don't even print like that. But if I do, you know what? I'm going to Staples. I'm going to Office. I'm not gonna be subject to that. I'm sorry.
Right. All right, let me continue.
I jumped ship. Because again, I told you guys, this same thing happened to me. You turn on the printer and it says connect to Wi-Fi. And then when you connect to Wi-Fi, all of a suddenly, you get a screen that says you can't print your own stuff.
I built this website in 5 minutes.
Which is diabolical, because the real reason why you're supposed to have the Wi-Fi is to connect to your computer or to your laptop. Because for the most part it's wireless. You know what I'm saying? So it connect the printer to the computer or the laptop, whereas your computer or your laptop will set a demand, hey, print this paper, and the printer will print it by itself. Because prior to maybe I would say 2010 or something like that, a lot of printers were wired. They had a wire connected to the computer to do so. But after that was the whole purpose of having a wireless printer in the first place. But now Esau, being the greedy bastard he is, has to find some way to use that to his advantage where he can milk more money off of us, which is it's just wicked as hell.
The ink that you bought, it doesn't work anymore. Oh, by the way, we know that you have color, right? But we just want to let you know that you can't print black out of the color. You have to have the cartridge of black to print black. But the colors, yeah, you know, the colors that mix together that make other colors, yeah, those colors cannot make black. I just want.
And that's something I never understood with printers.
I was just saying that. The printer I have now, if I take the black ink out, the color can make black. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's the autonomy that I have for this older printer.
Right.
The newer printers always going to have all of that. Anyway, I just want to say, unfortunately, I got to jump off, but I just want to say this. It used to be where it's more convenient to do things at home, but it's like you're gonna be locked into the system. So it's like you're gonna be a public person. There's no such thing as private. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like some of these apartments right now, if you're looking to move into a new apartment, other than checking your credit, they're gonna charge you a fee if you stay home. They're gonna charge you a fee for the Wi-Fi extra. They're gonna charge you a fee for this, for that. Everything is subscription. We're all gonna live behind a paywall. You know what I'm saying? Not unless you figured out ways and how to circumvent it. But just prepare yourself for more of this stuff. Alright? With that, I say shalom. I gotta jump off. Alright, most
Shalom. Throughout for being on. But yeah, that was the other side. But let me finish this segment out.
You to know that. And then on top of that, we're going to give you early warning systems. Yeah. You know, when you've only used 25% of your ink, we're going to say you need a new one.
It's an evil world we live in.
Yeah, well, and that's wicked as hell, man. Like that's wicked as hell. Oh, jeez.
If that's not enough to make you go, I'm hitting the eject button. I'm no longer your customer. But I get you. Let me just stop right here. I know some people are saying, Orlando, I haven't seen this happening. Where is this? Is this something that's brand new? Well, let's just take a look.
HP, fuck you.
And listen to this segment, because they really did this chick dirty, man. Like really, really dirty, man. Like. They really did her dirty, but let's listen.
I'm so sick of capitalism, bro. Because like seriously, what do you mean? What do you mean? I've had this printer for 5 years. Okay, I've never connected it to Wi-Fi ever. I have the cord.
And see, that was actually what I was talking about. Like for the printers back then, back in the day, maybe like the early 2010s or so, and before, the wires will come. The printer will actually come with wires that you actually have to plug into your laptop or your desktop. You know what I'm saying? But I think after a while, they made it wireless, and now initially the whole purpose of having a wireless computer, so you connect to your laptop or your desktop. And you can send commands, for your desktop or your laptop to the printer without having a cord. But even the greedy bastard he is has to take it, to a whole different level. All right, let's continue.
Goes directly into my system, right? Mm-hmm. I'm trying to make Zelda characters for my daughter's birthday. That's in 2 days. She wanted to print out some characters. I was going to cut them to have decorations for her cake, right? I have ink. It says I have ink. Look at, I have ink. Just wait, because I'm going to show you how this is. I'm going to show you how this is. I go to print, and nothing's happening. I'm like, what the what is going on, right? Well, look, here, you have my little fancy schmancy ink. I've been using the On ink because it's literally like $40 cheaper forever, for literally ever. I've never had an issue. I printed off something literally 2 days ago, but I've been getting this message every time. You need to connect to Wi-Fi. You need to connect to Wi-Fi. You're going to lose the ability to print soon. You're going to, I'm like, dude, it shouldn't matter, right? Because I have it directly.
And see, that's what I'm saying. What the hell do you mean? What the hell do you mean you're going to lose your ability to print soon? Excuse me?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Like, she's connected to her device is connected by wire. And see that? And see that? Even with the wire, they're telling her, oh yeah, that little wire that you have connected your desktop to the printer, yeah, that don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? We're going to digitally cut it off to make and force you to go on Wi-Fi so we could tell you, oh, you need a subscription. Come. Like the theme of the show, you will own nothing and be happy. Let's continue.
Plugged into the computer. What does Wi-Fi have anything to do with it when you have the cord directly plugged in to the hard drive? Right? So
wait, let me wind that back. Exactly what she just said. That she literally has the cord plugged into the hard drive of the desktop. What do you mean I'm gonna lose my privilege to print? And you know, they basically told her, oh yeah, we cut off your connection. We cut off the wireless connection, so that don't work no more. You know what I'm saying? What's the term that Elder Zob taught me? Planned obsolescence, meaning where Esau purposely plans where after a certain amount of time, certain electronics and devices become obsolete. So they probably had that in the running a long time ago, and you know, for folks like her, they pretty much, gotcha, bitch. You know what I'm saying? They caught her. They got her.
Forever, for literally ever. I've never had an issue. I printed off something literally 2 days ago, but I've been getting this message every time. You need to connect to Wi-Fi. You need to connect to Wi-Fi. You're going to lose the ability to print soon. You're going to, I'm like, dude, it shouldn't matter, right? Because I have it directly plugged into the computer. What does Wi-Fi have anything to do with it when you have the cord directly plugged in?
Exactly, and she's exactly right.
To the hard drive. Right? So I was ignoring it.
The reason why they want you to connect to Wi-Fi, and that now printer companies, HP and a bunch of other companies, making you connect to Wi-Fi so they can update the printers.
Yeah, exactly. So they could update it with software to, because what Esau could do, they update the electronics with software where they could insert a paywall. You know what I'm saying? And I think for the most part, software overrides like hardware. You know what I'm saying? Because like you could have like a hardware device that, that's programmed to do something, but Slocky, you could have a hardware device that's built to do something, but ultimately it's the software that runs it. So they got her with that.
Control your lives, and there is nothing you can do.
What I mean by update, they really want to check if you're using what they consider counterfeit ink.
And what the hell is that? Counterfeit ink. Basically, what they're really saying is, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What Orlando? What is counterfeit ink? Because I just bought it.
Yeah, they really OD with whatchamacallit. But
is it counterfeit because I bought it? It's counterfeit because it's not their ink that they're gonna sell you.
Oh! Oh, beautiful!
Now,
and that's how they get you. A lot of these companies, they force you. It's like HP. Like, it's not like, okay, you buy the printer, but you buy the ink from a different company that might be cheaper than how much HP is charging. So now, they're doing away with that. So now they're forcing you, oh, for this HP printer, it only accepts HP ink. You know what I'm saying? Which another form of gotcha, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Now, you're forced to play ball on their terms. It's some real diabolical shit, man. So again, you own nothing and be happy.
Listen, I know some of you guys are saying, Orlando, HP is using special ink that only works for their printers. Listen, they got you, didn't they? Because the ink that I was using, the ink that this lady was using, that she said was $40 cheaper, it worked just fine.
And listen, that $40 cheaper, like, jeez, and that's what I'm saying. Like as I brought out, these ink are expensive already. They're expensive enough already on their own. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
But it didn't smear. The quality was fine. It was ink on a piece of paper. But that's not good enough. That's not good enough for HP and all these other companies. Oh, no. Oh, no. They want you to connect to Wi-Fi so they can monitor you. They want you to connect to Wi-Fi.
And Elders are winning that. They want you to connect to Wi-Fi so they can monitor you, how much you're printing, what exactly you're printing, all of that.
To make sure that you're using their ink. They want you to connect to Wi-Fi. They tell you that your ink is empty, but you still have 70 to 50% left.
I can't stand looking at that thing.
Well, went print, right? So I'm like, okay, finally. It's like, you need to connect to Wi-Fi. You need to connect to Wi-Fi. I was like, okay, finally I connected to Wi-Fi. You see that the ink, it's full. Yeah. So it's registering the ink, obviously enough to register the levels and stuff like that, right? I go to print. Ready?
Let's see what happens.
The indicated cartridges have been identified as altered or cloned. HP printers require original HP. Those are like $40 more. Those are really like $40 more. I have been using this for years. It is a perfectly functioning printer. It works fine. I have been using this ink for years.
They don't care.
Like, how is this legal? How is this legal? How is this legal? Why are we not pissed at the fact that they are penny pinching the already most liquid on the planet? And now, like I said, I can't even. I just spent $70 on these ink cards.
God damn! And see what I'm saying? HP charging $70. Sheesh. Yeah. And see, this is what I'm saying. You own nothing and be happy. They'll nickel and dime the ever living, sugar honey iced tea out of you to the point where, you're broke. And you know what I'm saying? To the point where you permanently remain in the poorhouse. You know what I'm saying? So now a lot of these printers, and it's not just HP, some of these other printing companies having it where, where you can't buy like off-brand ink. You know what I'm saying? Off-brand ink. You know what I'm saying? So now they want to make it where you buy their specifically, stamped of approval ink, which pretty much does the same shit as the off-brand, but because it has our name on it, it's $40 more. Complete wickedness, man. And she's absolutely right. How is this legal? Because you want to know why? The lawmakers, congressmen, senators, even the president, they're all in bed with these big wigs at these companies. They all in cahoots together. Let me finish this out.
Last week, printed stuff off just perfectly fine, and now you're telling me I'm gonna have to spend $150 to get a black and a color HP cartridge just so I can print off this for my daughter's birthday, even though I have the cord.
Now you guys see that.
And I feel bad for her, man. Like, yo, come on, man. She had the printer for years. She had the printer for years, and she said she just printed something off last week, and she said that she printed off something a couple days ago before she recorded that video. Again, planned obsolescence. You know what I'm saying? You own nothing and be happy. Oh, you got a little. Oh, you bought a little something. Okay, yeah. Let's see the value. Let's see that's still going to work the same in the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And going back to the where I did the story on the cars. That's how a lot of these cars are getting down now. You know what I'm saying? Listen, gone are the days where you buy a car and that joint will last you for like 20 years. A lot of these cars, listen, a lot of these cars, and this brother Orlando Minor had digged in on that too. A lot of these newer cars, it's trash. It's trash. You know what I'm saying? He did multiple videos of folks having horror stories. You know, they financed this car brand spanking new. Hadn't had it for a year yet. All kinds of issues, oil issues, cooler issues. The screen in the front not working anymore. All kinds of nonsense. Brakes, you know, well, brakes, I think that's a normal thing. Like suspension, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like engine issues, engine failure. You know what I'm saying? Planned obsolescence. You own nothing and be happy. Let's continue. Let's finish this up.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them. And I know what some people are saying. Orlando, listen, the guy's got to do what he's got to do. And I have to do what I have to do. And that means I'm no longer your customer.
Exactly. You know, and that's my message to anyone. Like, if you could still find, like, if you could find a way if you could find a way to circumnavigate all these nickel and diamond agendas that the elites have, by all means, do it. By all means, do it. You know what I'm saying? But understand this: as time progresses, they're gonna make it harder and harder to do so, to the point where eventually we're all just gonna have to fall in line for, you know, for whatever agenda that he got for us. And it's basically game over. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, it might be HP now, you know what I'm saying, but some of these other companies might get in on it later on. You understand what I'm saying? Let's continue.
That's what we're going to do. And see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. See, these guys, the corporations, the companies, they're going to make their decision. They're going to make the decision to nickel and dime you and take money out of your pocket, even though you've already bought said item. So what do you need to do?
My name's Lacey Harris, and I'm the chair of...
Stop it. Okay, all right.
Together, what do you need to do? You need to look out for yourself.
Exactly. Look out for yourself, man. Look out for yourself. If you can help it, do not be a drone. Do not allow yourself to be financially taken advantage from these big companies. Because the thing is, they're not going to stop. Listen, understand this. They are not going to stop. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, they're greedy dogs. They could never, like the scripture says, they're greedy dogs. They could never have enough. They could never have enough. Slack you. Let me continue. You know, I'll get into it later.
Need to say to yourself, you know what? Since you don't like me as a customer, I won't be your customer. Bye.
And that's ultimately how we gotta be. You know what I'm saying? With everything. With everything. You know what I'm saying? Video game companies, you know, Sony talking about for the PlayStation 6, you know what I'm saying? No, it's gonna be all digital, no disc drive. So I'm gonna go out and buy this game so I can actually have a physical copy. They're doing away with that. And a lot of the gamers, mainly Esau and Moab, you know, they on some like, hey, like we just not gonna get the PS6 then. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with these cars. The car company ain't doing too great because a lot of folks are not feeling all these nickel and diamond paywall subscription service stuff. And that's why you have a lot of folks. And listen, when you look on YouTube now, for these car content creators, they're letting you know a lot of folks is like really holding on to like the older cars because these newer cars is on some bullshit. And that the market for folks trying to buy older cars past a certain year, so they got to deal with all this new, nickel and diamond and planned obsolescence stuff. You know, the market for it is huge. You know what I'm saying? So you have folks that will line up around the block to buy a 2005, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess a Honda Accord or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Over a 2026 Honda Accord. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because the 2005 it lasts this long, right? It lasts this long and it still works, right? There's no guarantee that the 2026 Honda Accord is going to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's I'm hearing horror stories that even the more reliable car companies like Honda, like Toyota, is, you know, their newer stuff, it's not cutting it. So yeah, listen, I see all that to say this. We're gonna have to be like that. Like, yo, listen, yo, if we're the customer, if you're not marketing things where it'd be beneficial to me, I'm just not gonna be a customer anymore. It is what it is.
Bought said item. So what do you need to do? Let's say this together. What do you need to do? You need to look out for yourself. You need to say to yourself, you know what? Since you don't like me as a customer, I won't be your customer. Bye. Since you guys don't care about me, then I don't care about you. But let me just explain this to you very clearly. They never cared about you.
Exactly. They never did, and never will. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we really need to get through our heads.
They only care about one thing. They care about money. This is the reason why, again, I say save and budget and make sure you take care of you and yours. If you think you can be dependent on these guys, do I have something for you? But I understand. I can hear the guys in the back. I can hear the guys and the gals in the back. They're saying, Orlando, my company would never do this. Have you heard from the CEO? Has he even mentioned this? Has he mentioned why he's doing this? And if he did mention it, he probably said it was a mistake.
Sure. CEO of Hewlett-Packard recently said, our long-term objective is to make printing a subscription service as PC games.
And that's what I'm saying. Like this was planned coming down the pike, you know, a long time ago. And listen, they're not moving from it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, you know, for folks that think that that, you know, hey, if we rebel against it long enough, they're gonna be forced to, you know, to see the error of their ways and and change. Nah, listen, they're gonna double down and make the market harder for us to get away from whatever wicked business practice that they're trying to put in, to the point where we have no choice but to fall in line. That is their end game.
And other websites are saying that he's trying his best to win Worst Person of the Year award. Okay. And HP wants to lock you into long-term subscription contracts in order to be able to print on home printers like the one pictured here in the article. Now, we have known for a long time that printer companies have been selling these devices at a bit of a loss, as a loss leader, as it's known in the industry, and they make their money when you buy their official ink cartridges, which are marked up a little bit. The problem herein is that these ink cartridges you don't actually even get to use all of. One of the things that's very common, unfortunately, is that like a third of it will be left and it'll say it's empty and refuse to print, or you know, you can't print.
You hear this? And this is the thing I want to bring out. So now, not only HP locking you into using their own specific brand of ink, now they're doing a dirty business practice where halfway through, the ink is halfway done, and they're telling you, "Oh, ain't no more left. You gotta get more." Like, excuse me? Like completely out of order, man. Complete wickedness. You know what I'm saying? So again, now that they got you bent over a barrel, they can make it where even though your printer has half ink, it's not gonna print anything unless you go out and spend another $70 to get some more ink. Like, it's, man, complete wickedness.
Black and white when you have color, and there's DRM on them. You can't use third-party ones, and this
and yeah, see, you can't use any third party, meaning like a cheaper brand that does the exact same thing. You know, they're doing away with that. That's the whole thing why they want you to have Wi-Fi for. You know what I'm saying? Complete wickedness.
Make their money when you buy their official ink cartridges, which are marked up a little bit. The problem herein is that these ink cartridges you don't actually even get to use all of. One of the things that's very common, unfortunately, is that like a third of it will be left and it'll say it's empty and refuse to print, or you can't print black and white when you have color, and there's DRM on them. You can't use third-party ones. And the CEO says, this is something that we announced a few years ago, that our goal was to reduce the number of what we call unprofitable customers, because every time a customer buys a printer, it's an investment for us. We're investing in that customer. And if that customer doesn't print enough or use our supplies, it's a bad investment. So I would tell you.
Like, you hear this? You know what I'm saying? Like. Dude, it's the same like the farm not farm pharmacia the like the medical industry. You know what I'm saying? What's it saying? A patient cured is a patient lost. That's the same mindset. That's the same mindset. So it's like a customer that buys a printer and basically he has little to no more use of buying anything from us. That's a customer loss. So how they get around that is now they find any and every way to nickel and dime you. Make printers that only accept ink from that specific company. You know what I'm saying? And locking you to a monthly subscription. And now halfway through, when the ink is done, they're telling you, oh yeah, you need more ink, and we're not gonna print until you do. Like, what?
Then there's something wrong with the entire printer industry if the hardware that you built your company around is a loss leader. That's a little bit scary.
So let me get this right. You're a customer of HP, and the CEO just called you an unprofitable customer.
Which CVS Epic Beauty? which is it's really disrespectful as hell, man. Let me just say that, which is disrespectful as hell.
I beg your pardon. I
It's
beg
like- let me play that part
You're
again.
a customer of HP, and this.
I beg your pardon.
Let me play that part again.
If the hardware that you built your company around is a loss leader, that's a little bit scary.
So let me get this right. You're a customer of HP, and the CEO just called you an unprofitable customer.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
He wants it.
Which is wicked as fuck, man. Like, part of my French, like, yeah, that's wicked as hell, bro. I'm an unprofitable customer. You know, if you don't put all these wicked practices to milk more money out of me, because because under normal circumstances it's one and done. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I might need you for is if I need a printer once every 3 to 6 months or so. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, it's just wicked as hell.
Get rid of you. He doesn't care that you spent your money on their equipment. He doesn't care that you've bought their ink. He doesn't care that you've been loyal to them. Because if you don't sign up for the subscriptions, you're a loser. You're a bum to them.
Wow.
Make this make sense. Listen, I know. Some people are mad at me right now because they're like, Orlando, you're proving a point that I didn't want to hear. Now, what you guys do with this information is really up to you. I can't make you do whatever, right? I can't make you say, well, you know what? This isn't for me. I can't make you think to yourself, this is a bad deal for me. It's all up to you and what you think. But I'm here to tell you for me and mine, I'm not putting up with this.
Same here. I'm not either. If there's any way I could circumnavigate this wickedness, I'm doing it. But again, they're gonna make it harder and harder. You know what I'm saying? To the point where we're gonna have no choice but to get done dirty, like the white woman that you saw earlier.
And I did it. I moved. I got rid of it. I said, no way. You think I'm going to pay you a subscription for stuff that I already own? Okay, this is it. But remember this, guys. It's going to get worse before it gets better. These corporations, these companies, they're going to try to figure out new ways to get money from you. If the old way doesn't work, what's the new way? And it doesn't matter if you own it. It doesn't matter if it sounds ridiculous. If they think you will pay it, they will try it. Anyway, guys, we can talk about this all day long, but if you like content like this, please join the Patreon. We do exclusive content over there.
So yeah, that's it with the brother Orlando Minor. And Slocky, it was a long segment, but definitely you had to get into that. Yeah. Whew. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, like, you got to laugh to keep from crying, because it's like they're really gonna do you dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that they're trying to do to us that they're making it very hard to get away from. Right now, I'm gonna show you allegedly the printers that the list of printers that they have subscription service. It said most modern consumer printers from HP, Brother, Canon, and Epson offer optimal subscription plans, but some newer models are built entirely around a hardware plus ink lease model. You hear that? You're leasing a printer. You will own nothing and be happy. Depending on what you buy, what you mean by subscription, the options for, because I typed in which printer have subscriptions. Depending on what you mean by subscription, options fall into two categories: hardware plus ink leases, where you subscribe to get both printer ink and ink toner. So like an ink toner only replenishment, where you buy the printer normally but subscribe for automatic ink delivery. So hardware and ink, which is pretty much what it is. You choose a printer from HP Envy or HP Smart Tank and pay a monthly fee of $7.99. So yeah, that's basically what it is. You're paying for the hardware and ink subscription, which is, again, you're leasing it. You're leasing it. You don't even own it now. It includes a printer, hardware, automatic ink deliveries, 24-hour tech support, and a printer upgrade every 2 years. You see this? It requires a 2 or 3 year commitment. Excuse me?
Huh?
Excuse me? Bro. Epson, ready to print Eco Tank U Series Epson self-specific subscription only hardware printer with model numbers ending in U. Eco Tank model obtained through Epson Ready Print Portal are locked subscription devices. They cannot be activated, used, or transferred without an active monthly plan. And the ink and toner subscriptions, if you purchase a retail ink, a printer retail, major brands offer page-based or automatic ink replenishment services, which is what the Elder Zog was telling me while he was still on. You know what I'm saying? You pay by the page and stuff. But it's like, listen, you have, that's what I'm saying. You have to be very careful. It's a crucial warning, HP plus, and if you buy HP printer with an E at the end of the model number, example, HP Envy Inspire 7255 E, or activate HP during setup, you are entering a cloud-based ecosystem. While HP itself is not a paid monthly subscription, activating it permanently locks the printer to only function with original and authentic chip authentic HP ink or toner for its entire lifespan. You cannot use cheaper third-party remanufactured cartridges later on. So yeah, listen. So basically, the hardware, the printer leases are these two: HP with those two models, HP Envy, HP Smart Tank, and Epson, which any the model numbers ending U. But these, you see, Brother and Canon, they do a monthly pay subscription, but it's optional. It's not mandatory. So that's your way around it. But if you want to know which printers to avoid, those two, HP and Epson. But trust and believe they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it across the board eventually. How long is it gonna take? Only the Most High knows. You know what I'm saying? Only the Most High knows. All right, and let me do this. This last one. This last segment. Try to make it quick. The last segment of You Will Own Nothing and Be Happy. And it's like, I know you guys. Oh man, if these first two stories is bad enough, listen. It's like, let me find the last story because it's some real egregious stuff. All right, Slocky, I got it. You use the last segment for tonight. Now, this is the most egregious of them all, at least in my opinion. Now, landlords are now charging folks an extra in rent if you work from home. This is real egregious stuff. Let's listen.
Working from home has its perks. No commute, no office, but you are using utilities in your home when you are working.
And that has caught the attention of landlords, and one in the East Bay is charging accordingly. ABC 7 Eyewitness News anchor Cameron Bopp explains how much that will cost you.
An additional work from home fee. What are your thoughts on that?
Work from home fee?
Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that.
I mean, that's crazy.
An additional $200 a month if you're working from home. What are your thoughts on that?
That sounds ridiculous.
Ridiculous, crazy. That's how renters are reacting to one Bay Area rental listing.
Which I agree is absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. Landlords now want to charge an extra $200 a month if you have a job where you working from home. Complete abomination, bro.
But that's the exact charge in a listing for a newly built, furnished, one-bed, one-bath ADU behind his home in Walnut Creek. According to the listing on rent.com, the cottage rents for $32.50 a month with utility.
You hear that? This is for one bed, a one bedroom. Let me rewind it so you can hear it again.
According to the listing on rent.com, the cottage rents for $32.50 a month. Bed, one bath ADU. A listing for a newly built, furnished, one bed, one bath ADU behind this home in Walnut Creek.
One bed, one bath. $3,200 a month. Insane.
According to the listing on rent.com, the cottage rents for $32.50 a month with utilities and Wi-Fi included. It's this line that's turning heads. If working from home, additional $200 monthly.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think that's very greedy, I would say.
That's
incredibly greedy. Incredibly greedy. I'll pay for my own goddamn Wi-Fi. Like, you serious? I'll pay for my own damn Wi-Fi.
Expensive, to say the least, because I think the rent prices out here were already expensive.
He's right. Zillow data shows the average Bay Area rent is about $36.50 a month, roughly 81% higher.
And yeah, the Bay Area and basically San Francisco and the surrounding area in California, extremely expensive.
Higher than the national average. So another $200 is raising eyebrows.
I don't understand how they would know. Is that something that has to be disclosed? I don't know how they find out.
And while it might sound strange to some, and it's definitely not common for this quiet Walnut Creek neighborhood, I'm told there could be some logic behind the fee.
It's almost like a utility cost recovery or environmental conservation fee.
Derek Barnes with the
environmental conservation fee, meaning you're being charged for your quote unquote carbon footprint. You understand what I'm saying? You will own nothing and be happy. They will tax you for any and everything you do. Understand the times we're in. This is some real wicked times, man.
East Bay Rental Housing Association says if utilities are included, remote workers can drive up those costs, and the landlord appears to be disclosing that up front.
ABC 7 Eyewitness News here. Is anybody home?
We stopped by.
Cameron Bopp here with ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
And called the person listing the unit. We did not receive a response. Barnes says because many ADUs aren't subject to the same rules as larger apartment buildings, owners may have more flexibility in how they structure charges like this.
You're not likely to be aware of your usage of these precious resources if you don't see a bill.
Some renters say if the fee ever does catch on,
If my landlord switches to that method, I actually don't work from home.
their landlords may be the last to know. Cameron Bob, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
And see, this is what I'm saying. Like, how would they know? How would they know? You know what I'm saying? Like how would they know that you're working from home? And that's what I'm saying. Like the elder said before he left, they're making it where you could be tracked everywhere you go, that you cannot hide. Like we are living some real wicked times. So understand this. God forbid, what's the place? How much the place is? $3,200 a month. So God forbid it's another lockdown, another pandemic where you got lockdown. Everybody got to work from home. That 32 a month becomes 33 a month. That 34 a month. They basically paying $3,500 because you have to work from home. If you're a mother if you're a mother that just gave birth and you're on bed rest or something, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause listen, they're trying to make everyone slaves. You know what I'm saying? Financial slaves to the system. So even if you have it where, okay, I got this nice spot here, you know what I'm saying? And I got this great job that allows me to work from home. So all that money I'm paying in commuting and lunch and all of that, I ain't got to do all that. I could just stay and work and make my bread from home and cut half, all the money for commuting, for lunch, for having to get fresh and get nice, get, dress professionally, all that. I ain't got to do all that now. So now to circumnavigate that, these landlords is talking, yeah, that's extra $200 a month. Like complete wickedness, man. Complete wickedness. And if you don't think that, and see, that's an ADU, that's like one of these houses with the backyards. If you honestly don't think that some of these apartment building landlords may not feel froggy to try that, you out your damn mind. To trust and believe they're going to try it too. Again, you own nothing and be happy. You know what I'm saying? Let me do this one last clip from, was it brother? The same brother. I'm not Orlando Minor. I'm not gonna pay the whole thing, but he also kind of goes in on that too. You know what I'm saying? Which is dude, it's nuts, bro. Let's get this last segment. We're gonna hit 2 scriptures and we out of here. Wait. Okay. This is from Orlando Minor, and what it says, they're charging $200 a month to work from home.
The fuckery already. People are charging $200 extra if you work from home. Ain't that bad a bitch? As long as you get your rent. What does me working from home got to do with you collecting your damn rent? That's just greed at its finest.
And she's absolutely right. It's greed at its finest. But guess what? These companies, these corporations, these landlords, they're all greedy. They're greedy dogs that cannot have enough. They'll never be satisfied.
Make no sense. It don't matter if I'm selling ass from the backyard.
And you wanna? She said it doesn't matter if she's selling her ass in the backyard. And you want the funny thing is, the irony of it all is this: at the way things going, some of these ladies just might turn to that. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta laugh to keep from crying, because it just shows that how much the elites, the powers that be, are trying to screw over the regular average Joe. You know what I'm saying? Let's cover everything that we went through the show. The PS6 that's about to come out in the next couple of years, no disc. You know what I'm saying? So no more physical copies. Car subscriptions. You know what I'm saying? Now if you want a heated seat, or there's a monthly subscription for that. You know what I'm saying? You want certain benefits that a regular car prior to 2020 would already have built in. You gotta pay a monthly subscription for that. I just went over printer services. You know what I'm saying? You buy a printer for your crib. You know what I'm saying? To print some stuff off. You know what I'm saying? And now these companies want to charge you a monthly subscription just to print shit in your own house. And now landlords feeling that it's okay to charge you extra money for rent if you work from home. You will own nothing and be happy. So yeah, it might get to the point where folks might start selling their bodies just to make ends meet, man. It's like, it's real diabolical.
Hey, look, this is a family show. This is a family show. But listen, landlords, you're not gonna beat the allegations, are you? You're never gonna beat the allegations.
And which is why I feel zero sympathy when any of these landlords go through it, you know, or like at COVID, a lot of them was bitching and moaning because folks wasn't paying rent. And a lot of them was bitching the fact that folks wasn't paying their rent and they gotta pay for this and not paying for that. And I'm listening, I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because when the shoe's on the other foot, you don't care what the hell we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? But now COVID's long gone and long over. Now you want to implement this BS. Now again, this is being done in the Bay Area in California, where there's one family homes, with a backyard and stuff. But again, like I said, some of these apartment buildings in these other states and these apartment developments, they might institute that nonsense too. It's only a matter of time.
Listen, guys, I don't know if you guys have heard this news, but landlords are now trying to charge individuals a fee for working home. They're saying, listen, you're staying home a lot longer. We're going to charge you a fee because wear and tear on our buildings. Yeah. You're using more electricity. Yes. Okay.
More electricity that I'm paying for to the electric company. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how it works with renting a house or was it ADU, but generally with apartment buildings, that's exactly how it gets down. That's exactly how it's supposed to go.
You're in the building more, so we're gonna have to charge you more because we're gonna have to replace more when you move out.
Like, what? That's the dumbest shit ever. But listen, some landlords will tell you that shit with a straight face. Trust and believe.
Remember when I said it was going to get worse before it gets better? Well, we're going to get into it, guys. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel, guys. We're trying to get to 200,000 subs, and I cannot get there without you guys' help. So if I have given you any value from any of my videos, please hit that subscribe button. Also, too, you know what I'm about to say. I have a newsletter, and this newsletter It's completely free. We talk about the same things that we talk about here, guys, in more detail. You will love it. Also, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I've been a lender for 20 years and I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment and the description, guys. Let's jump straight into it because this is just ridiculous. I have said this over and over and over. I keep the same energy for everyone. Even though I'm a landlord myself, disclaimer. Even though I'm a landlord myself, I have said over and over and over and over again, let's charge people rent that they can afford. Let's make sure that we're doing market rents. When I say market rents, I mean market rents. But what are we getting to right now? We just saw that New York froze rents. We just saw that rents are going down in some areas. So what are a lot of landlords trying to do now that rents are creeping down? Austin, Dallas, Atlanta. It goes on and on and on. What are they trying to do? California, they're trying to add fees. Oh, come on! If it's not a
Which is, that's what I'm saying. Greedy dogs. Greedy ass dogs. Like, this stuff gets real depressing.
subscription fee, if it's not some other type of fee. Matter of fact, let's just hear it from the news.
California rental listing is turning heads online, not because of the home itself, but because of one expected line.
A newly built, furnished one-bedroom accessory dwelling unit, or ADU, is listed for $3,250 a month with utilities and Wi-Fi included. But the listing also states if working from home, add an additional $200 monthly, and that amount is turning heads.
I think that's very greedy, I would say.
Which is this is pretty much the news story that I showed before. But listen again.
That's expensive, to say the least, because I think the rent prices out here were already expensive.
And while it may sound strange, there may be some logic behind it. The East Bay Rental Housing Association says if utilities are included, remote workers can drive up those costs, and the landlord appears to be disclosing that up front.
No, just let me pay for my utilities.
Right.
Pay for what I...
Exactly. Let me just pay for the utilities of what I actually use. You understand what I'm saying? Let's cut the shit.
I use.
Yeah, come on.
I don't like that. I agree with the first woman. It's greedy.
I'm confused about how you would know. If I'm at home, I guess, do you put that on your...
And like I said, how would you know? How would you know? How would you know that I'm home all day? How did you know that I might have a job that I might go and clock in all day? But now I got I just recently got hired as, as a cybersecurity or a cloud engineer where I can work from home. As a landlord, how are you going to know this? I honestly believe they're going to set up a lot of these ADUs. Their landlords going to set up cameras or set up something that tracks your movement, tracks your cell phone. You know what I'm saying? For the month of August, he was in the house most of the time. So yeah, we gonna charge him extra $200 for that. Like, it's real egregious shit. But that is the same thing that. We'll find out in due time. We're going to find out in due time how they're going to know whether or not we're home all day or not, or we're working from home.
I don't know. Right. How would you know that?
And you're also, like I said, a lot of people don't work, right?
Right.
One income household. So are you charging me more because I'm staying home, or like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't like
and exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Let's use this lady for example. Let's say she has a husband. You know what I'm saying? Let's say she just gave birth. She decides to be a full-time stay-at-home mom. Her husband has a great job where his income alone pays the rent. Because she's home all day with the baby, the landlord's gonna charge that extra $200. Knowing how greedy they are, they probably would. They probably would.
We're not fans.
No.
You're telling me you're going to charge individuals $200 extra just because they're working from home. But the real question is just like the young lady or the guy said, how would you know that? What if you're retired?
Right.
What if, like the lady said,
Right. What if you're retired?
there's one parent that stays home while one parent works? How would you know that? Are you going to charge them $200 too, just because they're home more?
Or let's say, for a husband and wife dynamic that might have children, what if a case where the wife works days, the husband works nights? Are you going to charge them the extra $200 too? Because that's wicked as hell. You know, it's so that'd be wicked as hell.
Like that makes sense to me. This is where we're going, guys. Subscriptions everywhere. Them charging you $200 fees just for anything. Oh, you want to stay at home? That's $200. Oh, you want to unlock your door? That's another $100. Oh, you want to turn on your air condition? Oh, that'll be another $150.
Get money.
And I could definitely see that coming, especially homes that may have what you call it central heating. I definitely could see that coming.
But here's the thing that I'm trying to convey to individuals. Please read the fine print. This is where it has to stop. Individuals have to say no to this. No. Let me.
And right, we have to start saying no to this stuff. We have to start like, nah, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we really have to, start bucking the system and start saying no to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like, we looking for, like, let's say you house hunting, and the guy said that other cities besides the Bay Area, Cali, is doing that. Well, he said Atlanta, Dallas, Austin, they're doing that shit too. So you looking for an apartment within those areas, you know what I'm saying? And you meeting and you talking to the landlord or to the real estate agent, and they hit you with that bullshit. Listen, somebody got to grow some balls looking in their face like an extra $200 a month working from home.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here. I ain't doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, we listen. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, even for the folks that eventually will and that are doing that, guess what? It's only going to be for so long, because eventually it's going to catch on. And a lot of these real estate developers, especially these real estate companies that own entire apartment complexes, trust and believe, they're going to do the shit too. You know what I'm saying? It starts with ADUs now, but for some of them big named real estate companies that own like 50 properties and own entire apartment complexes that might have 200 apartments and stuff on it. Listen, trust and believe, some of them gonna get greedy and start doing that too. Please believe that. All right, let me finish this out. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna play a few more minutes.
Say this again. Individuals have to say no to this, because if you guys don't say no to this, the landlords will make this a permanent fixture. If you do not say no to this, and you say, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and take it, they will continue this.
What you gonna do?
And I know what you're thinking. Oh man, Orlando, this is where it's gonna stop at. They're only gonna do this much. They're only gonna charge us $200, and it's.
And he's right, because listen, what's the old saying? You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, even with the pushback, it's like I only see it only going but for so far, because eventually they are going to make this shit nationwide.
Only going to be for people who work from home. I'm okay with that. But if you're okay with that, what will you be okay with next? See, you may not care because you don't work from home, but what happens when you retire? What happens when they keep a parent at your home and they charge you for that? They're going to start charging you for
that too. You gotta consider. Yeah, you might have an elderly parent that that you're not comfortable with putting them in a nursing home. So now you keeping them in your home. So that means someone's gonna be home around the clock. And they could use bullshit stipulations to say, hey, that counts. You understand what I'm saying?
Don't care fees.
Every open world crime game.
So, okay, let me.
When another person stays at your home that you're taking care of, what if they start charging you for that? Are you going to be okay then? See, this is what I'm talking about. I understand. People are like, Orlando, maybe you're blowing this out of proportion. Let's go ahead and look at this from a bird's eye view. Maybe it's not as bad as you think it is. Okay.
Just when you thought junk fees couldn't get any more ridiculous, now landlords want to charge you a work from home fee. Seriously. Imagine signing a lease for an apartment. You pay your rent every month. You pay your security deposit. Maybe you even pay a pet fee. But now, because you use your laptop at your kitchen table, someone thinks you owe an extra $200 a month.
This makes no sense. This makes no sense.
Think about how...
Which is the dumbest shit I ever heard. Let's continue.
Absurd that logic is. If working from home costs extra, should retirees pay more because they're at home all day?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. That's how it starts. First, it starts with work from home. And then they're going to snowball it to something else. You know what I'm saying? Again, like the examples that I use. What if it's a husband and wife dynamic where the husband works nights, the wife works days? That means somebody at any point in time, somebody's going to be home. If it's nighttime, the wife is going to be home. If it's daytime, the husband's going to be home. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to charge for that too? They just might.
Should people who binge Netflix every weekend get hit with an entertainment fee?
Yeah, that too. That too. Listen, that too. Oh, this just hit me as well. What for folks that might have seniority on their jobs that might have like vacation and stuff like that? You know, what if you which a lot of people do. A lot of folks like take time work, like they use their quote unquote vacation time, but you just at home chilling. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking a trip. You're not going to see family. You're not going overseas. You just, I'm just chilling. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna use my vacation time and I'm gonna just chill for a few weeks, or I'm gonna just chill for a month and just pop back in work and act like I went somewhere. So that means for folks who might do that, expect an extra $20 on a $20 surcharge on your next bill for rent. Completely wicked, bro. Completely wicked. So you know what I'm saying? So basically what they're saying, what they're basically saying that long story short, they don't really want you in their home like that. Which is ultimately the ultimate way around this is home ownership. But ever since COVID, with the skyrocketing prices of homes and the interest rates, home ownership for a lot of folks, myself included, is out of reach. It's out of reach to the point where we become like at least for now, perpetual renters. Listen, you will own nothing and be happy. Let's continue.
Should someone who works 12-hour shifts get a discount because they're
And that's something I want to bring up. Yeah. You know, if you wanna swing the pendulum this way, right, and charge folks an extra $20 for for working from home, for folks who have jobs that do 12 and 16 shifts, are you going to give them a discount? You know what I'm saying? For folks that work in the post office that delivering mail, 10, 12 hours a day, are they going to get a discount? For folks who might be COs, you know what I'm saying, correction officers or police officers, that might be working doubles, you know what I'm saying? Are they getting a discount? An extra $200 off? No, you're gonna charge the same amount of rent, regardless of whether they're there or not. You know what I'm saying? Greedy dogs. Like I said, they're greedy dogs. Let me rewind that real quick.
all day. Should people who binge Netflix every weekend get hit with an entertainment fee? Should someone who works 12-hour shifts get a discount because they're barely home?
I don't know.
Where does it end?
It never does.
Here's the reality. If utilities are included in the rent, then the landlord should build reasonable usage into the price.
That would be lazy. They're too lazy.
You want tenants to pay for what they actually use? Install a separate utility meter and bill for the averages.
Right. And to my understanding, at least in New York, that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? For like let's say a 2-family home, a 2-3 family home. And like the landlord and his and her family live in one of the units, and they rent another one out for you. A lot of those homes have like their own separate, like for the light bill, have their own separate meters. You understand what I'm saying? Where me and let's say I rent a second floor unit. You know what I'm saying? The light bill I'm paying separate to Con Ed. I'm not paying it to the landlord. At least to my understanding, that's how it goes.
Don't disguise another rent increase as a clever new fee. This isn't really about working from home. This is about normalizing the idea that landlords can invent charges based on how you live inside a home you're already paying rent for.
The biggest thing that I see about this is rents are going down, especially on the Sun Belt. Now, I know some people are like, Orlando, have you been to New York? Orlando, have you been to San Francisco? I'm just telling you right now, especially on the Sun Belt, we are seeing rents drop. And landlords are seeing this too. They're also seeing their values go down. And they're saying to themselves, how can I make up for the rent that I'm losing? Even though market rents are going down, I need to make that up. So they're going to add fees.
When I'll do anything, I'll do whatever it takes to.
We are all liars.
Ooh, that's hysterical. Hysterical.
Big corporations that own these multifamilies, they're going to try to make it up. And I'm telling you guys.
And you said big corporations that own these multifamily homes. Yeah, they're the greedy dogs. They don't give a damn about you. You think it's Chuck that owns several properties. No, it is how can I say it? Is I don't know. It's Dylan that CEO of this huge real estate company. You know what I'm saying? That owns numerous properties. They're doing that shit.
Make sure you choose. You don't have to stay in one spot. Why stay with a company that you know is overcharging you? I get it. It's going to take some effort to move. You're going to stay with this apartment complex, and they're going to bring on a new fee of charging you $200 extra for you staying at home. And you're going to sit there and take it?
You are one pathetic loser. No offense.
When you know that $200 extra that you have to pay is going to make or break you. But listen,
and that's
get
what I'm
it.
saying.
You're like, Orlando.
And that's what I'm saying. The extra 200 is going to make or break a lot of folks. But they don't care.
It's a luxury apartment. Doesn't that mean I have to pay more? And well, let me just tell you this. If that's the way you think, they got you. You don't think that companies know that if they put the word luxury in it, they can charge you more? Even if it's the same old slop. So I want to be
Of course. You know what I'm saying? It's all a ploy.
perfectly clear.
I'm gonna fast forward to this part. I want to see what this lady has to say, and then I'm gonna end it.
Angeles and the entire state of California to get ahead of something right the now before these rent goblins get any more ideas. Apparently, a landlord in the Bay Area listed a little 535 square foot cottage that included utilities, Wi-Fi, parking, and a patio for $3,250, and then just
535 square feet, dude. That's a closet space. See what I'm saying? Now, let's take off the extra 200. 3,200. It's egregious itself. You know what I'm saying? It's egregious itself for a one bed, one bath. I understand if it's 3 bed, 2 baths, and you know what I'm saying, and like the inside part of the house is 1,000 square feet. You don't even get that, and it's a duplex. You don't even get that, bro. 3,200 for a 1 bed, 1 bath. You own nothing and be happy.
decided that if you work from home, that's going to be an extra $200 a month. Excuse the out of me. If I'm sitting quietly in my own apartment answering emails in sweatpants, why am I suddenly being charged like I'm operating a steel mill out of the living room? See?
Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that working from home, they're not doing anything like real extraneous that's really zapping power from, you know what I'm saying? They're not, you know what I'm saying?
This is exactly how foolishness spreads. One rent goblin tries it, another rent goblin sees it, and next thing you know, landlords from San Diego to Sacramento are talking about remote work occupancy fees, Zoom surcharges, and keyboard wear and tear assessments. Get the out of here. We have got to shut this down before somebody in Los Angeles gets inspired. Because if y'all let this become a trend 6 months from now, somebody's going to charge extra because your air fryer gets too much use on your lunch break. These rent goblins need to remember they're renting people a place to live. And unless I'm running Amazon fulfillment out of my bedroom, and quite honestly, even then, mind your business. As long as the rent gets paid, mind your business.
I think that's too much. Asking them to mind their business. You know, they're not going to. You got landlords with binoculars into your place. They're watching. Oh, man, look at that car going. Oh, look at that next car. Do they have, is there 3 occupants in there? Are all those 3 people on the application?
I'm watching you.
Listen, and I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm just letting you guys know that just like this lady said, you can't put up with it. $3,200. $3,200 in rent for 500 square feet or whatever that is, that shack. It's diabolical.
You've been bamboozled.
It really is. It really is diabolical. But the thing is, they get away with it because they know someone that's willing to pay it.
You would have thought that the $3,200 would have covered everything. It doesn't. Not in their eyes. That is ridiculous. And if you let a landlord charge you this, again, when you renew, it's going to be more. When you renew,
and that's the worst part about it. So you do a let's say a year lease, you know what I'm saying, and you deal with that nonsense. Guess what? Whether you work from home or not, when you re-sign, it's gonna be more. So maybe year one, you didn't do a work from home situation, but you signed the lease for year two. Boom, there's another pandemic. Everyone got to work from home again. So not only you paying an increased rent, you won't get hit with them extra fees. Again, you will own nothing and be happy. Let's continue.
Again, it's going to be more. When you renew again, it's going to be more. Imagine someone paying $4,000 a month for rent. Renting.
That don't make no sense.
And you cannot work inside your own home without incurring fees. All the savings that you get for not going to your job, they're sucking it away. The landlord is sucking it away. This is the reason why, guys, I say research, research, research. This is the reason why financial literacy is so important. You should know that this is not normal. $200, $100 extra, whatever these guys are charging you in these ridiculous fees on top of rent, you need not to put up with it, especially in some of these markets where rent is going down. You can go, listen, this is the truth. You can go down the street in Austin, Atlanta, all these other places, and what you will see is 2 months of rent free. 3 months of rent free.
Wait, what?
So why would you deal with someone charging you X, Y, and Z because they think that you're not going to move? I think it's very important, again, to take care of you and your family, but you need to let people know you're the customer. You're the person who's going to give the money. You have to agree to this, and it's okay to say no. It's okay to be like, hey, listen, this isn't going to work for me. I appreciate everything. I'm out of here. But anyway, guys, listen, we can talk about this all day. But it's going to continue to get worse. These guys, individuals, these companies, they're going to try to get fast ones by you. But this is the reason why this channel is here. I try to explain to you guys what's happening, how it's going to happen, and how you can avoid it, guys. Anyway, if you like.
So that's it on that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he's right. Like, you have to put your foot down and be like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like again, like the example I use. You know what I'm saying? For folks out in the Bay Area, let's say that this becomes a nationwide thing. You know what I'm saying? You looking for a new apartment. You come find the apartment, and you do an interview with the landlord or real estate agent, and they drop that on your lap and tell you that's what you're gonna have to do. You gotta be bold enough to look at them and be like,
get the fuck out of here.
Like, nah, no thanks. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like you said, you gotta get a reminder, like, yo, we're the customer. You gotta do things that's suitable for us. But the thing is, because these landlords know, these real estate companies, these businesses, they know that they could constantly do this stuff, and they're gonna have the government backing them. So again, it's only a matter of time where this becomes nationwide. So Salakia for that. For that, it's a long show, but let me get into a few more scriptures and we're gonna close it out. And the first scripture I want to start with, the saints. I gotta read it again, man. I gotta read it again. Proverbs chapter 22:6. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender. So the rich with the elites, these businesses, these real estate companies, you know what I'm saying? They rule over us. You know what I'm saying? We need a place to stay. We got a family to shelter and clothe and all of that. You know what I'm saying? We got to go to them in one of all things. We got to kowtow to their will. And I mean, yeah, sure, certain stuff, certain things and stuff, you might be like, you know what, no thanks, and just keep it pushing. But they're going to make it hard to the point where you're going to have no choice but to fall in line. Understand that. Understand that. All right, next scripture. Deuteronomy. Yeah, go over it. Go over the curses. 28. You're gonna start at 15. Deuteronomy 28 and 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field. Curse shall be thy basket and thy store. Curse shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flock of thy sheep. Curse shall thou be when thou comest in, and curse shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall set upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand to the hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereas thou hast forsaken me. So yeah, everything we're going through right now, from back then, everything we're going through from back then until now, is judgment from the Most High for turning our backs against Him, for turning our backs on Him, for leaving the Most High and serving other gods. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Read verse 20 again. The Lord shall send upon thee cursings, vexation, and rebuke, and all thy settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, where thou hast forsaken me. So yeah, like anything that we might try to do to level up, try to start a business, you know what I'm saying? Try to start any endeavors where we could make money to sustain ourselves and our family. A lot of times it goes nowhere. A lot of times it goes nowhere, and a lot of times we remain frustrated and like, oh, dang. You understand what I'm saying? It goes absolutely nowhere. And a lot of times we get, you got to deal with vexation, frustration. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the curses. And another example, like with the black farmers, a lot of black farmers was getting straight railroaded, like during the Biden administration. You know what I'm saying? And I think even I think possibly now that Trump got back in. You know what I'm saying? Like listen, a lot of stuff that you hear these Edomite farmers going through, these black farmers, they got it worse. Got it way worse. You will own nothing and be happy. All right, let's jump down to verse 42. 42. So Deuteronomy 28, verse 42. All thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. Verse 43, the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. So yeah, that's one of the curses. All these other nations, that could come to America or come to wherever we're scattered at, you know what I'm saying, and get above us and start doing way better than us while we still scratching and saving, trying to get by. What's a good time theme song saying? Scratching and surviving, good times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Now, what this scripture means is that, listen, when you have the power to lend somebody money, you have power over them. Like with these banks, you want to buy a home, $200,000 home, $300,000 home. You come to me. I dictate how much I want to lend you. Here's the bar that you got to meet. and here's the interest I'm tacking on with it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with it, like a lot of folks are financing a car. What kind of car you want? Or you want that? Or you want a Hellcat? Or you want want a Benz? You want a Beamer? Or you want something new? Okay, we want to lend you this amount, but we need you. Your credit got to be up here, and here's all the requirements, or here's all the hoops that you got to jump over to meet the requirements. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, if you fall short, okay, we could lend you a little bit less, or we could lend you the same amount, but guess what? Your interest rates is gonna be through the roof. So, for a 700 credit score, we'll lend you $30,000, or let's say for new cars like 40. We'll lend you like $40,000, 5% APR for 700 credit score. What's your credit score? 620. Okay. We're still lending you the $40,000, but that 5% APR just turned to 10. Okay, credit score even worse. What is it? A 575? 15%. You know what I'm saying? So on and so forth. And what a lot of folks don't know, listen, man, the higher your interest rates, as far as especially with cars, for paying a car note, well, let's say a 6-year car note, you know what I'm saying? The how can I say it? The worse your credit score, the higher the interest rate, and sometimes the higher the note. And a lot of folks fail to understand that the higher the interest rate is that the longer means that, how can I say this? The longer you're paying off your car, you understand what I'm saying? And for the same brother, Orlando Minor and other content creators show horror stories of people complaining that, hey, hold up, I had this car for 2 years. I've been paying my car note at such and such a month. I just happened to check and see how much this car is paid off. I'm looking, and it's much less than I anticipated. Yeah, because a lot of money that you're paying is going towards the interest because your credit is jacked. You know what I'm saying? I say all that to say this. This is where being a slave to a lender comes in. You know what I'm saying? Someone that has money to lend you has power over you. They could dictate the terms, of how of how much you actually owe them. You know what I'm saying? So let me do this example just to bring it on home to make it easier for folks who may not understand. Okay. Okay, times all right. Let's say my car note is $500. Okay, let's say I bought a car for $40,000, right? Okay. 6-year car loan. 6-year car loan, which is 72 months, and let's say my my percentage is like okay, 72 months times 5. Put up. And let's say my car note is $700. Okay, $700 times 72 months. You know what I'm saying? That's basically it's like $49,000. It's like I'm just make sure I'm doing the percentage right. But my main point is this: that listen, you're a slave to the lender. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're a slave to the lender. Let me go back to the scriptures, like here, just to keep the spirit flowing. Verse 40. Yeah. That you shall be the head, and not shall be the tail. You know, being a head meaning that you have power, that you're above somebody, and thou shall be the tail, meaning that you're beneath them. Meaning what? You're gonna have to dance to their beat. You're gonna have to move to the beat of their drum. Verse 44. It's like 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. Therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, what the Lord thy God shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he hath destroyed thee. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you're in captivity, we got to go to these Gentiles for every goddamn thing, man. For everything. In hunger, we don't grow 9 times out of 10, we don't grow our own foods. So in hunger and thirst, where we gotta go? To the supermarket. You know what I'm saying? We're paying all kinds of exorbitant prices, and the others that was on earlier. This past Thursday, he taught in his class what do you call it? Dynamic pricing. That's a new thing the supermarkets are doing now. This thing called dynamic pricing, meaning that the price could fluctuate depending what time of day that you're going in to do food shopping, which is wicked as hell. You know what I'm saying? So if you go during business hours, you know, you're going, let's say you're going during a time where it's slow, you know what I'm saying? You might pay less than compared to like the heavy traffic times. You know what I'm saying? Like after work, you know, 5 to 7 p.m. or 5 to 8 p.m. You know, or like Fridays, like before the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Like or hell, even the weekends. You know what I'm saying? If you buy like on a Tuesday at like 10 a.m., you know what I'm saying? The same price for the same food that you're buying might be a few cents or maybe a few dollars less. Dynamic pricing, like look it up. It's real egregious stuff, man. And in nakedness, we don't make our own clothes. So where you gotta go to these department stores, which kind of do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a store that I like, was it Macy's? You know, I don't really shop from them anymore, but Macy's do what's known as a quote unquote 1-day sale. Like they'll hit you out of the blue with a sale on a random day. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't catch it, oh well, it is what it is. Verse 49, thou shalt bring a nation against us like it. No, I was still saying 48. And in one of all things. So yeah, you know, you need a house, you know, you need a place to stay for yourself and your family. You gotta go to your enemies. Esau good, you know, and a lot of times in the real estate, who runs the real estate market? Amalek, the small hats. So So they get to put all kinds of wild stipulations and get to charge you all kind of exorbitant amount of rent because they know you need it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's want in all things. Want in all things, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing on that. I'm gonna get the last scripture and the show. Slakia. Show's been running very long, so get the last scripture, the Apocrypha. Baruch, chapter 3. Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Slakia, Baruch 3 and 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which depart from the Lord our God. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we are in this day in our captivity. This place is captivity, man, where we're subject to payments. And the payments, listen, it just doesn't go into taxes. It goes into anything, all kinds of hidden fees and stuff that we got to pay in the captivity. You know, Esau jacking up the prices of food, rent, clothing, utilities, everything. And because we need it, we're going to pay it. So let me read that again. Baruch 3 and 8. We are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which had departed from the Lord our God. So yeah, this is our punishment. This is our reproach. It's a curse. It's a curse, man. It's a damn curse. To be in a position where you have in these landlords telling you, hey man, if you want to work from home, an extra $200. That's a curse. You know what I'm saying? The printer subscription. You know what I'm saying? You buying a printer to print your own stuff from your crib, and now the printing company do their software want to make it where you buy their ink, and you have a online subscription where you know where you gotta have a membership in order to print. You know what I'm saying? From a device that you already bought. Like, this is some wild, egregious stuff, man. Going to the car subscriptions. You buying a car that already have all the bells and whistles, but half the stuff is locked behind a paywall. It's a curse, man. Half the stuff locked behind a paywall. You know, you where I'm at in the Northeast, you know what I'm saying? During the winter time, it gets brutal. So, oh yeah, you want heated seats when it get cold outside? That's a subscription. You understand what I'm saying? That's a subscription. Egregious stuff. What the guy called out Volkswagen, and BMW, not BMW, Mercedes Benz is hiding horsepower behind a subscription. So if you want your car to be able to go from 0 to 60, in this amount of time, okay, just buy the regular car, no subscription. But if you wanted to be a little bit faster with more horsepower, it's a subscription for that. 10, 15, 20 more bucks a month. Egregious stuff. And even with entertainment, Xbox, PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? The PlayStation 6, Sony is saying that when they release it in 2028, you know what I'm saying? It's all digital. No hard disk. You know what I'm saying? There'll be no CDs, no hard copies, of the disc. Saying all that to say what? The theme of the show. You will own nothing and be happy. You won't own your own games or entertainment, DVDs, movies, none of that. Music CDs, none of that. Your car that you buy is locked behind a subscription. Certain bells and whistles locked behind subscription. The horsepower, the engine, heated seats. Since everything's going electric, your mileage, how far you could go in one charge. You know what I'm saying? The printer service, and I forgot to bring this out, but I see that the main people that's gonna get jacked up by that is college students, grad students, and teachers, and folks who might own their own business, or folks that might do flyers like for the ministry and stuff. We're gonna get it the worst because we're the one that's gonna be using the printers a lot. You understand what I'm saying? HP is charging a service where you have to pay for a monthly subscription to print from your own device that you just bought, that you've been had. And oh yeah, we're gonna equip the device with a software that could tell whether or not you bought like aftermarket, third party ink. So you buy some cheap off brand, no name brand ink that might fit into our device. Yeah, we're gonna set it where it no longer works. So now you're going to have to buy our ink that we're going to beat you over the head and make you pay exorbitant prices and charge your subscription on top of that if you want to print something out. And on top of that, we're going to beat you in the head even more where, like the person said, the ink goes halfway. We could lock your printer and tell you, go buy some more ink. Yeah, you have 50%, but we're not gonna print anything else until you get some more ink. Like real diabolical shit. And now increased rents for folks that work from home. You know what I'm saying? You get a job that you get to work from home, make your money. You're saving money because you don't got to pay all this money in gas and commute. And, since, you're out working a lot, guess what? You're going to be eating out a lot. You know what I'm saying? So all that money you spend on fast food and stuff, you're saving it. Now, here comes the greedy ass landlords talking about, yeah, that's the extra $200 a month. Real egregious shit. You will own nothing and be happy. So that's the show. You know what I'm saying? It's lock it for it being so long. But yeah, I had to go into it and just slow walk it on how diabolical the agenda is. The agenda is. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are edified. It's lock you for the long show. Just giving all thanks to the Most High by Shamwa'ahla Yahushai. And closing prayer. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent, one from another. Amen. So Most High bless. I'll be doing a class next week. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Beginning of Sorrows. So this is your brother Shamwa'ahla Kasad, giving all thanks to the Most High by Shamwa'ahla Yahushai. Repent, keep the commandments, and keep the faith. Till next time. Shalom.